What's up, you guys? It's another episode of the Hendo Podcast. I'm your host, Courtney Hendo, and I got some special guests in the building today. Starting from my right, this is the Joker. You can tell by he's laughing already who's going to be the star of the show.
Don't do that. You was just talking about me.
I got my boy Michael Cox in the building. You know what I'm saying? What's up? Hey, like I said, we got a lot of people here that's prominent members of San Diego. This is a voice. This podcast is going to be serving for a voice of San Diego, and I got some very special people in the building. Like I said, let's introduce some people. Then we get to some interesting points, topics. So to my right, I got my boy Michael Cox. Tell them about yourself, what you do, and how do you contribute to San Diego?
Hey, what's up, party people? My name is Michael Cox. I'm originally from Los Angeles, California. I have the official Black magazine, and I contribute by talking about Black people.
Hey, you guys, let me tell you something. This is just the beginning. It's going to get crazier than this. We'll start with the girls, the lovely ladies. We have some beautiful women in the building. Let's start with my girl, Rudi. Introduce yourself. Let them know what you do.
I'm Rudi, and I just create, honestly, anything. Like words, art, fashion, music. I just create.
My girl Rudi is very humble right now, guys. She's a very amazing artist as well. Would you classify your style like neo soul, R&B?
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you something. Go check her out. Her music is amazing. We're trying to get her signed. She's the new hottest thing. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, and to her left is my girl Symone. Introduce yourself, Symone.
Hello, everyone. My name is Symone.
Hey.
I like to think I do a lot of things, but overall, I'm a TV personality. I like to model in my spare time, act, bring the girls out, party.
Let's go. What show were you on? Let them know what show you was on.
I've been on Wipeout. Didn't win, but I made it pretty far, and I've been on MTV. I won that, but
That's cool.
it didn't go nowhere.
That's what's up, man. Welcome on the show. Welcome to the show, Symone. And on to my left, I got some heavy hitters in the game as well. Like I told you guys, everybody on this panel is special people in San Diego. We'll start with my boy Q from up top. Then Q, introduce yourself. Let them know what you do.
Q, as in Q. From New Orleans, Louisiana. Chef of Co-owner, Louisiana Purchase, Q&A's, Oysters. Over 6 other restaurants. I'm not going to name them all. Cocamaya, Cocabana. I also do menus for like 7 other restaurants. Some of them I can't talk about because the chefs there and the owners don't want me to speak on them. But yeah, I do a lot of stuff, more stuff coming soon. LPLA, holla at me. LP in the airport, San Diego Airport, coming soon. Manaphy coming soon.
Damn. Let's go.
Yeah. Phoenix coming soon. So yeah, just a little bit something.
Hey, y'all thought I was lying. Hey, I thought I was lying.
We're doing a big expansion. It's expansion season, so
Should have this man go last. Damn.
Hey man, I'm proud of you, man. Like I said, we ain't playing around here. And don't let nobody tell you, man, Q is the man. I need to get a loan from you. You know what I'm saying? So hey, I got my boy Blizzy Blake in the house too. Can you tell him about what you do?
What's good, y'all? I'm Blake, aka Blizzy Blake, creative director in San Diego, originally from San Diego, California. I do this event called Soul Sunday, neo soul jazz. Used to be spoken word, not anymore. Just bringing the culture to the city. Working on some stuff. We got a Sunday Shed that's coming out. A few other activations. Maybe something with my boy over here, Q. Very soon, we'll see.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, that's what I do.
Q got all the money, you know what I mean? So, Q, we got to talk after this, man. I need some expansion as well, you know what I'm saying? I need to expand a little bit.
I need some shrimp and grits.
You know what I'm saying? Let them know.
Should have told me the time I'd have plate.
Cheddar biscuits.
You know what I mean? Hey, let's get into some topics though, man. There's a lot of things I want to talk about, we have like 20 different topics to talk about, so this is going to be a long podcast, you know what I mean? But I'm having a lot of problems in San Diego, you know what I mean? I wanted to get you guys' opinion on it, I feel like we're behind a little bit, when we compare ourselves to LA. I know we shouldn't compare ourselves to LA, but I have a lot of artists coming here. I have a lot of, photographers that come in here and everything, but they're not as, we're not at LA's caliber yet. What are we missing in San Diego?
Facts.
You want to start off with?
Yeah, I'll start off, man. I'm from LA and moving out here.
Okay.
What I'm just gonna be frank, and whoever's mad is mad. Don't care. That's your prerogative and your choice in life. The reason is that when you do things in a city that pumps you up with your circle of friends, you don't have to really try hard because everyone's going to support you, right? People are nice, your family, your friends, your circle. Oh my gosh, I'm going to put on for the city. That's cool, that's cute, but then you can't elevate and you can't take your brand to the next level if you don't have real competition, if you don't have to really stand out. So it's easier to just be mediocre.
Interesting. And there's some really talented people in San Diego, you know what I mean? And I think we're missing the outlets, you know what I mean? We're missing outlets for people to create, you know what I mean? For us, music, events.
No.
What do you think?
Nope.
No?
I'm gonna have to jump in because we got an LA nigga talking about San Diego.
Wait a minute. LA, I could be an LA brother. I could be an LA man. I could be an LA human being. LA lover.
You coming at my city a little hard. Don't
You know
really
what I'm
know it.
saying?
So, I got to defend it a little bit. I do agree with you to a certain extent. There is mediocre, but we have a lot of dope creatives here. And to Courtney's point, we don't have a lot of outlets. Everybody does go up to LA, and a lot of people don't stay down here. So creating that space and pushing people to stay in the city and grow is where we need it. But oftentimes we shoot up to LA because it's the easier outlet. So creating more space and supporting each other is where we need it, but we don't really got that down here.
So I have a question for you. You know, I get like I said, I get a lot of artists in here, and we have some talent in San Diego, bro. I can name about 50 artists that should be like mainstream. You know what I mean? So what are we missing? What are we missing though?
I don't know about
when it comes.
I can say this. I don't really know too much about a lot of the talent out here, but I know some of the ones that's already trying to be established,
Right.
Or the ones that's kind of like on that bubble,
Right.
There's nothing wrong with having to go to LA. LA only like an hour and 50 minutes away. Like
True.
there's nothing wrong. It's not like you like taking trips. You know what I'm saying? Like after like speaking from New Orleans, after Cash Money fell, niggas was like flying to Houston and Atlanta trying to get a deal. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing wrong with having to go to LA. It's in your backyard. You should take full advantage of that. Yep. But at the same time, it's the mentality of like, man, there's not a lot of people that want to help people out here, man. Like there's some dope, like there is some cool rappers out here that do have buzz, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know the names all dumb, but I know like Set That Gang do some, B3 and all them. So like they spit their stuff, but like who's actually trying to endorse them or who's actually trying to help them? But a lot of dudes yell like, oh, I make money or I do this and I do that, but nobody really want to have their back when it comes down to it. So that's an issue of its own right there. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the only person that they have really to fall back on to help who do try to do what he does, but only person they really have, and like especially like in a rap game, is Micheal. Man, that's it.
Micheal, yeah. Micheal slick, 100%.
Can I say one thing on that though? I think the problem is too, in LA, you create your own hype. LA is all about creating your own hype and you go that way. Here, I think the issue is that no one wants to create their own hype. In LA, you have to create your own hype. You have to believe it so much. It's so saturated and you're not going to always get that support. LA is definitely so fickle. It's so competitive. So yeah, so you create your own hype and it just comes. It's like the Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. I don't think it's sometimes the support. I think you just have to create your hype and keep it going. I think the problem is that a lot of times people, the ones who do create the hype, then they kind of be like the Lord of the Rings, like Gollum, like, oh, my precious, and want to keep it all to themselves because you took the time to get there. But I think of a creative person like Courtney, his studio. Courtney, it doesn't matter. You could come in here and say, Courtney, I want to be the next studio bigger than you. And Courtney will still let you shoot in here and Courtney will still give you all information, right? But you don't get that a lot. Yeah. You get here where people covet it. And so that's where it becomes a collaborative issue. So I think it's a kind of creating your own hype and a collaborative. And I think it's just like there's the chemistry is missing to make a beautiful symphony of Black creatives and creators.
LA also have that culture already too. Yeah. Like LA has that culture. That's the entertainment capital of the world. So that culture is already there. I know a lot of like my mom family from LA, you know what I'm saying? And they stay off of Vermont. And I know like when certain artists get signed from certain areas, like you get a rapper from Hoover's, like Schoolboy Q drop, next thing you know, Interscope is looking for the next one. They circle around South Central. You know what I'm saying? Nipsey do it big. They looking for the next 60. You know what I'm saying? There's not like that less here. You know what I'm saying? For one, there's that culture that ain't here for those type of people. I mean, they have their little things that people do what they do, but it's like, and then on top of that is how much believable would it really be in the world's safest and cleanest city? You know what I'm saying? Because certain things you can rap about, certain things you really can't. You know what I'm saying?
So, question for you though. One thing I do see. Do you think the standards are low in San Diego? Because in LA, I feel like. Do you think you got to work harder in the bigger cities like LA, New York, or like a Miami? You got to hustle harder. Do you think the standards are low because we don't have those resources to really, project our voices or our creativity to the world?
I don't think the standards are low. I think
They are.
I think we just haven't set the standards because, to Mike's point, there are a lot of gatekeepers. They are, but also too, there's a lot of people that are willing to collaborate. Speaking from example, I'm from here, and I have reached out to a lot of people, a lot of creatives, to want to collaborate and sit many times. And literally before even Soul Sunday blew up, right before we started back up, we've been going hard for 7 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. I feel like I've heard damn.
But you haven't showed up, so you wouldn't know.
Symone, pick a side. Pick a side. I want you to pick a side.
Shots fired.
But I'm giving you crap. It's all love. But there's a space to grow when we show up for each other. One, two. I even lost my train of thought. Damn.
Okay.
Come back to me on that.
So I'll get back to you. So you think we have a crabs in the bucket mentality in San Diego?
Yes, definitely do.
That's everywhere.
I don't think
That's
so.
everywhere.
Nah,
I mean, honestly, I've lived so many places because my dad was in the military, and everywhere I've been, it's been that same energy. It doesn't matter, like, if it's more black people, more white people, more anything. Like, that is a mindset that everyone has because, like, as a culture, like, most of us were raised to be in fear. And that's like a fear mentality to have. You're scared that if someone's popping, then like you're not gonna have what it takes, and they're gonna be more popping than you. And it's just kind of a thing.
That is a kind of a thing. That is true, but I feel like it also depends on how deep of a culture that you have, because it's definitely true, like hands down. But if you're in a city that has that hip hop or music culture, like New York or LA, Atlanta. Like Atlanta, for example, you could be the poorest rapper ever. They're going to put you on.
Yeah.
Atlanta will put you on. So that is true. But if that culture overdoes that, somebody out of those, like you may have two dudes that want to see you down, but that third, fourth dude is going to try to get you out there. So it just depends on how many people are in your circle that believes in that.
But also, I think it is the culture, because when I'm telling you, like, everybody in LA back home, anytime, even with my business, oh my gosh, it's just all love. You know what I mean? It's nothing like they showed me the ropes, especially black women showing me the ropes, like black PR, A&R. Oh my gosh. It's like, Mike, you should be doing this. I was on the phone with one publicist and she was like, that YouTube video on the website, it look a little this. You need to fix that because somebody may come to that and you may lose an opportunity. And the reason why I say that is because that's the type of conversations, you know what I mean? And it isn't just about them. It's also just I just want to see you win, you know what I mean? And I think that's one thing in LA that it's just ingrained that, we just want to see everybody win, and, winning your own, or if you want to be put on. I think here it's sad because, like you said, you've been doing something for 7 years, and even with like Terrell, he does the serenade. And I remember he was telling me, like, he had asked some people to come on, and some people were like, no, I'm okay, like, to perform in different things. And he's not even charging them, just like, perform, show your talent. I think that's a problem too, because you get people here that probably want to like say no to certain things just because if I say no, then I'm more, ostentatious about that. You know what I mean? It's a little bit more prominent that I told somebody no. You know what I mean? I think it's such a great area. And
I work between here and LA, and I deal with the same shit on both sides. I think the problem with San Diego, we just don't have culture. Yeah. So like from here, I've always been the token. Like even when we go to the predominantly black schools, but when you go out to the workforce, there's outside of LP, where can you go as a black person and feel safe in any of the city? Like let's keep it real. Like PB, no. Downtown, no. North Park, barely. Like it's really the few spots: LP, Soul Sunday, Serenade, 10 Rhythm and Brunch. But that's 4 events. When I was in Chicago, in 3 days, I went to 7 different Black events, 7 different Black-owned businesses. Every place I stepped in was Black. We don't have no culture in San Diego, but having Q, me, you here to come down from LA and bring some of that and don't gatekeep and show what we can build in this space, because it's an untapped place for Black culture. Yeah. We're literally the nicest city in all of the West Coast. Year-round weather. Ain't no traffic.
Beautiful.
You can see the sun. You don't see a overlayer smog. It ain't 10 degrees hotter.
Wait a minute now.
In the summer.
It's a basin. Don't do that. It's a basin. Okay.
You know, you got low air quality. So it's like you got a beautiful city with no teams, nothing. So
true.
A low vibration city.
I mean, I don't like to, I don't want to shit on San Diego too much, man. It's a beautiful city. I think, like I said, we got a lot of talent down here. We're just trying to figure out different ways to, elevate each other and create resources so we can grow. You know what I mean? So I don't want to sit here and clown San Diego too much. You know what I mean? But it is one of the best cities I've ever been in. Let's switch subjects a little bit. Let's talk about more like dating in San Diego. Let's talk about dating in San Diego.
I was ready for this one. Let's go.
Raggedy.
Let's start with the women.
Yeah.
How's the dating scene in San Diego?
I haven't really...
I'm gonna speak from experience.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I have been really outside.
Oh,
you been in them streets?
You been in the streets? How's the dating scene?
It hasn't. It's a lot of, I don't want to say mama's boys, because, we don't always meet the mom, but it's like take care of me energy, if you know what I mean. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm glad y'all don't know what I mean.
But you like Jody from Baby Boy?
Yeah.
That's
like
it.
You're the hardest out in the street. You this, you that. You do music, whatever the case may be. But at the same time, you sleeping on somebody's couch. Like, you don't have enough gas to get to the store. Like, it's a common theme, I've noticed. And we hate to see it.
Really? So you think it's harder to date, or you think it's what about dating outside your race? Do you decide?
I don't
at all.
I never have.
Interesting.
Unless me a Black man.
Interesting.
Or Black king.
Let me in the game.
So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I can't speak on that.
So we were talking about this before. Q, you want to speak on this? Hey, Q was waiting to talk about this.
Talk about Black women, Q.
So
Courtney ain't shit. Courtney ain't shit. Courtney go, and the you.
I already know it's coming. I already know it's coming. I already know it's coming.
But now dating out here trash. It's trash.
Hey, just let you guys know, Q's from New Orleans, so
yeah. I'm from New Orleans. Like you could lead a project and walk down the street to the store and see like about 7 baddies that all got their own thing going for them. You know what I'm saying? Here you gotta look for it. Like you gotta search. You gotta
right.
you gotta look. You gotta look around. You know, you gotta go in the rocks and you gotta go behind. Go, yeah, you gotta like you gotta peep. So the problem is like with the women, like, for one, there's not enough Black people out here. That's like first and foremost. That's the biggest thing. So right. So like if you break down the numbers to like Black men to Black women, all right, then you got that. Then you got your age range. Then you got like who has under 2 kids. You know what I'm saying? Then you got like, who actually has like a real job. You know what I'm saying? So you have to. So then once you get that, now you in like a hot 100, right? Wow. When you in a hot 100, here's the problem. The problem is
Hot 20.
right. The problem is all the Black women in certain social groups, they all know each other. So everybody kind of like converse. So if you mess with one, like Terrell like to say the alpha. So shout out to Terrell. So if you mess with the alpha, or you mess with one that's more popular than others, they know you as you talking to that particular person, right? And a lot of girls, not everybody, I never speak for everybody, but a lot of girls have said, if you talk to any one of my friends, or if you talk to a family member, you talk to this person, even if you're unknowing, you're automatically crossed out the equation.
That's
Interesting.
right. That's so
now,
stupid.
That's
just
it
childish as
is.
hell.
So now your number's even smaller, right?
Holy
and so
smokes.
let's not even get into the prostitution vibes, right?
Oh, let's talk about it.
Oh, we can talk about the prostitution vibes.
What you mean prostitution vibes?
Prostitution vibes. So yeah, I'm
curious.
so
What
so a
you
lot of
been
women.
doing at LP?
So no. I'm just gonna say.
Not
So
on that drag
no. The Dragos, man. But no, a lot of women feel like they want you to like do for them
Right.
in order to like. I'm not even saying the fuck in order just to court. Like, okay, I'm trying to court you in general. Like, I'm trying to take you out and like just off a GP. Like, I just want to take you out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm from the South, so we gentlemen, you know already. So
Right,
I can open the
100%.
door, have flowers, all that kind of stuff, a whole nine. Like, you good. But the fact that like you make it a point to be like, I want something. Like,
That's
I need
true.
this. Like, this is what I need. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, or the whole like, well, I could talk to you, but as soon as like if I get on the phone with a chick and I hear that, I'm automatically hanging the phone
Why?
up. I'm like, man, what's up? Oh man, my cell phone bill is late, or
What?
I need like everybody always like
You
kind
have
of like
that?
I feel
Yeah.
like that's highly influenced by social media.
it is.
Because-
It is.
So,
Social media
what
is
the
a
fuck
problem.
my call got to do with your cell phone bill being late?
Because if you want to be on the phone with me, then you know it's gonna get back to you because you have this mentality too.
No, the hell, no. There's a whole difference. Your phone bill should have been paid before you met me. When you signed up with T-Mobile, I know you signed up before.
When Mike get around, you gonna hear everything I'm saying. But anyway. But no, like there's this, and I always call it like prostitution vibes because it's like a lot of women want something for their time. You know what I'm saying? Which is automatically going to happen because like the whole point is to court. You know what I'm saying? So you automatically going to take a woman out to dinner. You
100%.
automatically going to like treat a woman to something. You know what I'm saying? Okay,
Hold up.
we could. I'm gonna let you handle that because I do know some dudes that don't. But I'm just saying. As me, so me, like
Right.
that's an automatic thing. You know what I'm saying? I like to eat too. So you know what I'm saying? We're gonna like I like steaks. So you want you know, you want to go to Fleming's, we go to Fleming's. I ain't tripping. But don't sit up here and be like, oh, I need this and this and this, or I want this and this and this for things to progress even further. I don't like that.
So women are they want you to pay their bills before you even get to know them.
Not all of them.
It's a common theme.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's San Diego. That's the whole pimp hoe mentality in San Diego.
I feel like it goes on both sides. Honestly.
It does. And I'm
I feel
glad
like
you
it
said that
does.
because I only speak from what I see, but it's true because a lot of my friends don't act like that, so I don't get that perspective of like how women can be like that. I see it on the internet, but in real life, my friends are like me. Like we got our own stuff. Like it's cute, so I always see the opposite.
And that's good.
Now the men, they want to be the little mama. They want to be chased.
Not the little mama. They want to be
crazy.
little mama.
That's crazy.
They
So-
want to. Courtney want to be little mama.
Absolutely not, sir. Absolutely not. Absolutely
You the
not.
little mama.
But I mean, I think this is a bigger problem in San Diego. I think this is just men. Period.
Nah,
now.
there is prima donna dudes.
You know?
There is prima donna dudes.
Yeah.
There's definitely prima donna dudes, especially in 2023. In 2023, because it's about to be 23.
Yeah.
It's getting scary because there is a lot of dudes that feel like, and this is because I'm gonna tell you because why.
What?
A lot of niggas ain't shit. So because a lot of niggas ain't shit,
Yeah.
the ones that do the bare minimum, they feel like they have leverage. So it's like, I mean, and especially when women start running their stories, that's the first thing we ask. So why you single?
Yeah.
Well, my last boyfriend, he cheated on me twice. So if you sitting there like, well, shit, I don't cheat, so you better chase me because I'm better than what you had. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes feel like that. Like, man,
I can
look.
relate to that.
Yeah,
A little bit. I met somebody. I'm with somebody now, and he's fabulous. And he'll do regular, normal, baseline stuff, and I'm like,
You love it. Exactly.
but we're not gonna stop there. But it's sad. I'm like, ugh, why am I happy that he's washing his hands?
Oh.
Why am I happy that he?
Why was that a thing?
Yeah, it's
Washing your
I
hands?
said raggedy
Ew.
for a reason.
That's
That's
nasty.
crazy.
Yeah,
That is so
very
nasty.
I mean,
So this day and age, 'cause,
Raggedy.
I've been at the game for a long time. Do you guys expect the man to pay if you go on a date?
Hell
I'm
yeah.
like this.
I told you.
I feel like whoever asks is the one to pay. Like if I wanted to take you out, I would pay. If you want to pay, that's fine. I'm not gonna fight you about it. But if you ask me if I want to go out, then I would expect that you would
He
pay.
wants some nookie. He should pay.
And what if I want
I
some
told
too?
you. I
Yeah,
told
he gonna get
I
some
told you
nookie
the real.
still.
I told you Mike was gonna prove my point.
Yeah.
No, I want to
guy
be. I
always
want to do
coming.
this for women. I
Mike
think
is
there's
not
a
speaking
difference.
for all.
I'm speaking for the mics and the other people's with the mics. I'm speaking for the mics and the Symones. But no, real talk. The thing is, I think there's a difference between that whole queen and king mentality people have when it comes to dating and courting. Like, oh, everybody's hyping themselves up. Everybody's not a fucking queen. Everybody's not a fucking king. You know what I mean? If you think about a kingdom, there's one of each, and then there's princes, dukes, and all the other things, and peasants. There's a lot more peasants going around here calling themselves kings and queens, and people need to stop that. So there's a difference between on a date, if you go with somebody and you know what it is, and we having a good time, you courting whoop-de-whoop, and we about to do the thing, and we going about our day. I think it's just people aren't just straightforward. Now everybody has this facade. You know what I mean? People are dating to converse about their dating. Back in the day, you dated just to date. Courtney, when you was having fun, you had fun, right?
Yeah, but you do got to meet somebody representative in the beginning. They're gonna you're trying to impress that person. So you're not gonna
No, it's not even that. They're not even trying to impress that person. What they're trying to do is impress their friends because they want to go back and tell their friends about everything. That's the problem nowadays. Yeah, because social media. There's all these podcasts, and not this one because we're talking about several different topics. But most of the mainstream things that people love to hear about is relationships, and people go back and people go on Instagram and Facebook and tell you about dates and different things. I seen one homeboy I know, he now dating, and he's talking about like, these 3 things I hate about dating. Y'all niggas ain't that damn interesting to tell me about your dating life. No one cares. I've never woke up and said, you know what? I really wonder what Courtney's dating life is like today. No one cares, but because social media, everyone has a platform, everybody has a voice, so people are doing it for that. No one's dating just to have fun. Have fun and fuck. Damn.
We know that.
I'm trying to get married.
That part too. Right?
I'm with that too. But I think the thing is that we, with social media and everything, we don't build. There's not a clear line of communication, and we don't build real friendship. Like my parents been together since middle school, 6th grade, but they've been friends for a long time. But we don't do that. I haven't really been dating, but the people I have talked to, we hang out, they see the things that they like, and it's like, all right, what are we? Like, but I just met you like 15 days ago. Like, I still don't find out if I don't like you or not. So I feel like we so quick, and especially when I feel like in San Diego too, when you have some type of notoriety or fame, or you've been reposted on stuff, it taints the dating situation. And I feel like Q can attest to this. All of us probably can attest to this, that you see a little bit of something, everybody get the big shiny eyes, like, okay, now you gotta wife me, now you gotta do this, now you gotta do that, versus like, just get to know the person. Let's see if I actually really like you. Or it's a situation like Mike said, but it goes down to communication, like, yo, I'm gonna take you out to dinner, we're gonna see if you like each other, and we're gonna get to it. There's 2 things, but nobody really communicates. Tries to put on the facade, or tries to do all the things that you like, and then smash, and then disappear on you. Versus just set the standard straight to give you up to that point if you want to do it or not.
I feel like I used to always want to give out my Instagram when I was outside. Like, they'd be like, let me get your number. I'm like, no, just say my Instagram. One of my friends was like, no, girl, just give them your number. That way, like, you could just block them and they can't see you and keep up with you. And because there's so many times where they'll follow you on Instagram and then and have your number and never ask you how your day was, what you've been up to, or anything, because they can just watch your story all day. And like, that's the basis of their conversation is Instagram. Like, oh, you posted a story about what you ate. Oh, like, how was your food today? It's like, you're just stalking me. Like,
well, they think they know you.
Exactly.
They have a false sense
and then they start
you.
telling you about yourself, like, oh, you're this, and it's like, how would you know that? You never even seen me since the club that night. Like,
yeah.
But you got to think about it too. Now, dating is completely different when I was dating, though. You know what I mean?
Social media was
like you had to go out and spit game to a girl. You know what I mean? You had to really put, you know,
That's still
you know what I mean?
That's
Like
still
now situation's different now.
Now I'll see one of them in the club, and dudes be like, "Oh, I see her," and they'll go home and then DM them.
Like,
that's crazy.
And weird. People are weird as hell.
Or roll up on you. Yeah, but they go home and DM you.
I saw you last night.
They build up that courage. That's crazy.
Yeah, but it's all about perception now. It's about social media.
You can control the narrative.
Right,
so
100%.
it's like, we're the only married ones in the group.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, like I've been with my husband for 10 years and we've been married for 8 years, right? And so that's the thing where it's like, when you talk about friendships and all those things, you understand you understand to develop communications. You understand, you've been with your wife for
15.
Yeah. So I don't know. See, we good friends. Yeah, I knew that. But no, like we understand the ebbs and flows of it. We understand those times when we both want to be like this. I'm out, nigga. Fuck you. And you can have this house. Fuck you. I'm good. You know what I mean? But we didn't. You had those moments. He's like, I really don't know if I need to do this anymore. But we understand that longevity comes from truly having a foundation first, you know?
Yeah.
And I think the problem is when it comes to social media and dating in general, people don't have to have a true foundation because they feel that your foundation is a post in a story. Like literally they believe that they're seeing who you are and interacting. So a cute high and this and that. And no one understands that foundation of a relationship is those times where you're like, oh, this motherfucker is unhealed. I gotta help him through this trauma. Nigga, this is crazy.
Or if you don't act right, I'm gonna just go find another
Yeah, or I'm gonna swipe and then we didn't put the apps in there. Everybody going to Tinder, Fly with all these things, and it's just too much instant communication. So when you mad, usually when you mad and you have to cheat back in the day, you would have to go somewhere and be like at the club. Now you can be mad and go cheat in the bathroom and be like this, swipe left.
But okay, Mike, so I got a question for all you guys though.
Yeah.
So do you think that expectations are
so
different
much
now
eating.
these days?
Definitely.
I'm not gonna do that.
Do you think expectations are different now these days? From, I mean, when you're dating somebody, are you trying to get to know that person, or are you trying to get to know a person just smashed in, trying to see if she's worth it or he's worth it to marry?
I feel like it depends on the
Depends
person.
on what you want.
Yeah, it depends
Like,
on the person.
What are they to you?
Yeah.
I mean, all that's gonna come regardless, right?
I feel like it depends on the person because there's some people that's all about followers, blue checks, and how you look
it's
on Instagram.
evident.
Yeah. Or you have the ones that are really looking for a relationship, or you have the ones that are just lost, right? You have, or I call it like, I feel like a lot of us didn't go through our hoe phase.
Yes.
See, I told you everybody need to be a hoe.
You
I
need
just
it.
told y'all
Get
should
it
be
out.
hoes.
Yes.
Where
Ooh, that's
you
a good
gotta
phase.
Get it out.
Ooh,
where
that's
you
a
gotta
fun
get out,
one.
and I'm not even saying like really necessarily like hoe phase, but get out, date, get to know people, learn yourself, make mistakes, not bad mistakes or catching mistakes you can't get rid of,
Right.
but really like learning yourself before you actually get into a relationship or face this thing called childhood trauma that we often don't like to face, and then we like our significant others to work on, or the person that we start talking to help fix what I can't fix your problems.
Yeah.
You got to fix your own
I
problems.
feel like I've had that moment with myself just by dating, because I enjoy dating, because I'm a one person kind of girl. Like if I like you, it's you until I'm done, and then we're moving on. But like I've noticed, like my friends, we have this joke that it's like a 3-month trial run or something, and it's like by the 3rd month I'm like, I don't like you no more, and you know sometimes it seems kind of, I don't know what the word is. Like I'm just, if you're not doing what I want, then I'm leaving. But it's like, no, it's a 3 months. I feel like is a sweet spot. You get to learn somebody, maybe because it's giving honeymoon stage.
Yeah.
Then you decide like maybe this isn't it. And I feel like a lot of people, they want to stay sometimes and then start being messy and like telling them, oh no, like I still want to be with you, but then like still do this, that, and the third on the side. It's like, no, like take your time, date, see what you like, what you don't like, learn about yourself, and if it ain't it, keep going.
I feel like a woman would talk to 100 clowns before they actually give a real one a chance.
Yeah.
That's true.
It be
That's
like
true.
that.
They really
That's
they
true.
go through the whole circus.
That's true.
Which is crazy, but it's because like a lot of them don't like to get down to the nitty gritty, brother.
Right.
They don't like to ask the hard questions.
That's true.
A lot of them. If you think about like when you really get to know a woman, like a lot of them, like they go off of like the man's lead and they be like, "So what about you?" Well, you answer the same question. Oh, so what do you like too? Like it's like if you go hard in the paint on a nigga and he be like, and he starts acting funny, then don't fuck with him. But like red flags will get ignored and everything, just
100%.
for weird reasons.
Guilty.
Yeah, it's like,
She said guilty.
yeah.
Rudy, I feel like you brewing over there with the response. I
Hey,
feel like
Rudi,
you
Rudi
said-
ready to talk.
No, I just honestly, I have such big dreams. Like I don't got time. Like if people learn about it, like I'm so serious.
Yeah.
I have these visions that I need them to come true for me to feel happy.
Yeah.
And I have to have that support from the person I'm with. And if people aren't on it, then I'm not even attracted. Like I can't even. And so like honestly, my shit, like my phone and everything is so dry. I don't really go on dates like that. I chill with people that are passionate and driven. I like that. And so sometimes it can feel romantic, but I'm really just turned on by that passion.
Yeah.
So I just
So
like some would call it I would ghost people. I don't even think it's that. If you're funny and like you're making my energy, I'm sensitive, I'm emotional as fuck. Like I'm all of that. And if you're like making me feel some type of way, I can't do it. Like I can't be with you because I will sacrifice myself. I'll put you first, and I have to be with someone that won't let that happen.
I love
Right.
it.
It's just real. Like
So the funny thing about that
right there,
is,
y'all.
the funny thing about it,
I get in some
she
fuck
ain't
shit,
lying
though.
because her sister says all the time, like
Yeah,
she's really deep into like who she is and all that kind of stuff like that.
I'll bring people to LP, like I'll bring people through and like, but I'm not.
But the
I'm
funny
not out here
thing,
fucking.
you would, and you're not on that. But the funny thing about it is, some of these dudes get excited because it's you, and they do get excited, and they do feel like, oh man, I got a chance, just to know that they don't really have a chance.
But
She's cool.
But they, it's crazy though, because like dudes will compete with me a little bit, like because I'm really passionate and driven, and it will be like alpha against alpha. And the thing is, like when I feel like a man is like heavy and is masculine, then I'll be very submissive and let them lead. That's the thing. But I need it to be on some like lead, because I will submit so easily. I need you to lead right, because don't have me out here looking crazy, because I'll do it. I'll be crazy. I'll turn into a clown. I'll do all that stuff. So that's what I'll go crazy, and I'm like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? I'm pulling up at the crib. I'm fucking woman.
I love her. That's toxic. I like that. That's cute. I like that. Come on, Rudi. I want to see this in person.
Because I'm a Gemini.
Like, that's good. She burning up shit. Ooh, I like that. That's hot.
Yes.
But at the same time,
I
like,
can't
like
have
toxic.
somebody take me there. I can't have somebody take me there.
But see, the thing is too, is like, as a man, like, we want that. Like, it's hard sometimes growing up, trying to date, to find somebody that can match that energy and wanna get down and be passionate. Like, it's hard, because half the time when I'm coming in situations, they want to be dependent on your success. They see you, I just want to support you. Now I want you to be not as worried about me as I'm not worried about you, so I need you to not be worried about me, and we're gonna need to figure out in the time that we have downtime to find our time and keep creating. Because we in that space now. It's like, I don't living in San Diego. It's a dual income situation. So I if I'm gonna bring all the bread, we got to work some out. But I don't want to, because I've seen nothing but powerful women, especially Black women. So it's like, but dating sometimes is hard because they see he got 7 restaurants. He's doing the menus. I'm good. Like, you hope not.
That's
like,
boring.
That's a good question though. So I have a question for you guys. So would you rather have a dual income, or would you rather take care of your wife or your significant other?
Dual
income.
I think it just depends. It depends on what works for you. I think
when we say dual, what we talking? Are we talking like 50-50, or are we talking
Like 50-50?
Nah, I can't do 50-50.
Can't do 50-50?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't do 50-50. And I think I get that from my dad. So my dad.
You from the South, bro?
Yeah, but my dad a G, bro. Like my dad really out here. You hear me? So he really like.
Come on, put it $99,000.
He really
Cash
like,
money, baby.
He really like. Yeah, my dad really like. Yeah, my dad always been like 80-20, 80-20, 70-30 at most.
Damn.
Yeah, he don't play. Like, it's like, man, everything run through him, and he make it known. Everything.
I'm different, man. I'll say, I'm telling you right now, when I started providing and paying for everything, my relationship got better. That's just me. You know what I mean? But you can do what you want. But I'm just saying, like, for me, it got completely better
When you start paying for everything?
when I start paying for everything.
See, now that's the thing that he also preached to my little sisters, is never let a man pay for everything.
It gives control.
Yeah, it gives too much control.
No, it depends. It depends on the once again, it depends on the relationship.
It depends on the man.
I think it depends on the relationship. I think it depends on the circumstance, because I feel like even though if you providing the financials, sometimes what we need as men is the emotional, right?
Absolutely.
Which is just as important as me bringing $100,000 on the table, because if I'm gonna bring that bread, I gotta have my mind right.
Yes, sir.
I gotta be able to move and groove and deal with people, know that my significant other don't have my back, but she's standing next to me. So I feel like it's a 1-and-1 at times, or it could be a 2-and-1 depending on the situation and circumstance.
Yeah, for me, I speak for me personally. Like, I feel like when I started providing and paying for everything for my wife, it takes that pressure off her. Then she can support me better, because I'm gonna grind hard anyway. I'm gonna go hard no matter what I do. Mm-hmm. So now we have kids now. Now, like, she can stay home with the kids. She can raise my kids. I don't have nobody else to raise my kids. You know, she don't have to sit here and grind and work. She be stressed all the time. Come home with a lot of stress. I put all the stress on me, and I just grind and pay, and it balances out really well for us. But like I said, it depends on who you are. That's all it is.
I mean,
it depends on relationship.
Even for gay ones, like, you know, me and my husband, he's like that. It is. I think sometimes people think like if it's man and man, like, you know, there's those things, and it's definitely, I think it's just also someone's upbringing and someone's mentality, you know. And I think sometimes we confuse dual income with someone's purpose, because you can have someone, you can love that. Let's say Rudi is a starving artist and you're like, you know what? I just love to see her create. You know what I mean? And for your example, you love your wife helping keep your family together.
Right.
So it's like, I think it's different, but we sometimes put this economic value to it instead of having the other conversation. It's like, hey, I just really love to see my partner in their element. And that's what it really is. That's what true love and sacrifice is, saying, I'm going to do this because I know what makes you easier and happy. Like you said, like my husband, he always like, I take care of all these things because I just know you don't handle stress like I do well. You know, you probably think that for your wife. And and it's like, he's like, but that's someone's love language. I think we have to get deeper and talk about like the love language and why someone wants to do the 80-20 or even 100-0 and not judge it and say, what works for me is what's working for me. You know, being with somebody for 10 years, a decade, two niggas from LA and he from Compton, you know, 6'3", 280. And I'm just saying, and the chief in the Navy, but when you look at these things, that's a thing, you know what I mean? And if we can look at it, and I think about roles and all these other things, and so just support. That's what it truly is. It's support. There's no real number, but it's support.
You're a real team. It's a real team. It's a team effort for sure. Yeah. So I got a question, another question. Women, this is kind of towards the women. But I have a question for the women. Do you feel like do you look down on a man if he cries in front of you?
I love it. Yeah. It's hot.
Interesting.
Yeah. What have you been hearing?
No, I'll just asking because sometimes I feel like if you have a guy, I can see myself crying in front of my wife. Like, it depends on the situation. Like a happy cry, it's okay with me. But if it's more like, you know, me crying because of over frustration, I feel like my wife will look down on me.
Well,
I don't think so.
What's so funny?
No, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I feel like, you know, it's just a normal thing for people to think men don't cry. But I've never seen it as embarrassing or they shouldn't. But I have had one person that I've dealt with, and they started using it as manipulation. Yeah. And that I caught on fast because I was like, you so ugly when you cry, please just cut it out. Because I understand it. We all have feelings, and the stuff that he cried about, you know, in the beginning is normal. Like, you're emotional, that's fine. But then it started becoming, the tears would come when I'm mad about something. And then all of a sudden, like, my grandma's sick or something. And
right.
Like, but we were talking about something else. Like, I know that she's
Tuesday.
sick, but yeah, like, all of a sudden, and that was rare. But in general, I think men should cry.
Interesting.
I think letting it out helps everybody feel better.
Interesting. What about you guys?
I think knowing your vulnerabilities is only more strength to you. If I'm comfortable with a person and it's a topic that we're having and I happen to shed a tear, that's on me. I think oftentimes in the black men space, it's a misconception that us showing emotion is a weakness.
I don't know why. I don't get that.
It's just you get up, don't cry.
Men don't cry.
Keep it pushing, because there's oftentimes that we don't have time. We gotta keep it pushing. We gotta grind.
But the thing, but crying literally is like, it heals your body. You're literally releasing.
Slavery.
Like,
no, 100%.
Slavery.
I feel like, I don't know.
But it's like so actually natural.
Like
it's healthy. Like,
slavery.
It is. No, for real. But it's just like,
it goes
not
back
crying
to that.
is like not natural.
I never feel right until I let it out. Like, sometimes nothing's even truly bothering me, and I'll just like.
Well, you were true, but
bit.
women are most time women are more emotional than men.
I don't think so.
I could see it.
Really?
I don't know.
No, literally. Okay.
Well, crying, maybe women cry more, but
Who
emotional.
starts wars and shit?
Things.
Like, if you think about all this destruction in this fucking world, like, who's starting that?
every
Not women.
monumental
almost like
award.
that's
emotions.
That's not emotions.
That's money.
Yeah, that's not emotion.
It's
That's not
not.
emotion.
It's but
But
what
honestly, we
money
gotta think
gives you
about it.
power. Like it's people needing that greed, that power. Like that's an emotional type
You're-
thing. Like I need to be powerful. I need that. That's what the money is. Money gives people power. That's what people want. They want like money and resources makes you powerful. People want to be powerful.
So you associate power with emotion?
I think being emotional is very powerful, to be honest. Like, yeah, it's extremely being intuitive, that's powerful. Like those are powerful things, but the quickest way is money and resources. If you think about it, it's like the most direct way to be powerful is through those things. But a lot of times people didn't have that power when they were growing up. You know what I mean? And then they finally get to a point where they have that power and they take advantage of it and shit. Like that's how I see it. So I don't know. I think men are way more emotional and then gaslight themselves into thinking they're not. If we could just get to the nitty gritty, it'd be like we're all emotional. We just express it in different ways. Let's talk. Let's figure out how I can like honor you, you honor me, and we're good instead of trying to say we're not emotional and you're emotional and I'm not emotional. We all are. Like, let's make it work. Let's talk. Let's figure it out. That's how I feel.
Right. I can see that. I ain't cried in a long ass time. I know that.
You're an Aquarius.
I don't-
That's
It's not true.
Aquarius, you know what I mean?
I was like probably like 15, but
But when you do, doesn't it feel good?
When
like
I-
to let it out?
I don't even remember how it felt.
Because it's not taught. I
It's-
grew up.
That's not. I don't know. If that's normal for it. Got to be like that. Like I
Hey,
don't know. That's not me.
I'm not gonna lie. The last 6 months, it's been crazy for me, and
Sure.
and there's been times where I just had to. Like,
Yeah.
Felt good.
For sure.
and it felt good.
It's
There's been days. There's one time I was just so pissed. My oldest brother had to just like literally restrain me because I was just so upset. But the minute I let it out and I let it go, I felt that much better. And I oftentimes we hold so much emotion and we bury it, and then it's these trigger points that we have these where people blow up or you snap on somebody because you just take that and you compound that emotion, and it's like we got to talk about it. It's okay, like it's okay to cry. Like it don't. Hey, I could cry, and if you really want to test me, we can still get I'll beat your ass. You know what I mean? I'm gonna cry and still beat your ass, but it don't make you no less than a man. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes I think as men, you know what I mean. You cry, you weak. Nah, like
Y'all deserve that. I wish y'all had that. It makes me sad that you don't feel that way. I wish y'all had that more. Like y'all were taught to be able to do that.
It won't change until the hypertoxic masculinity between even the genders change. Because the thing is, what makes black men especially sexy to women and even men is the masculinity part. It's something of that.
Yes.
It's all of those things.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Me, just couple dates I went on me, just being in my true self and not being this. I've actually had more success than me trying to be
Women are changing.
big.
Women are
tell when
changing.
it's fake, too.
Women
Yeah.
are
You're
changing,
doing
but not
something.
at a fast pace. Even I have one of my gay homeboys. He even said it online one time. He was like, he's like, black women are the most beautiful creature and the most supportive creature, but he's like, he can also support and encourage a hypertoxic masculinity in men in general. That's why it's a problem sometimes, because even men can't even talk about kinks with sex or anything. Courtney can't say nothing below getting head. If he say anything behind him is gay.
Well,
If you say anything, but if
I ain't on that.
you know what I mean, though.
No,
I'm just
I
saying.
do.
But that's the thing. That's about vulnerability, because you should be able to talk about that without.
But if a woman is doing it to you,
But
why
that's-
is it gay? No. It's a
Okay, so if
woman
the dude
doing
off
it
back,
to
I'm like this. I'm like, me and you, we kicking it. We feeling good, right? Me and Symone, we doing good. Baby, eat me out.
Yeah.
You gonna be good without a first date.
You're mine.
I mean, the first day, I don't know you
see,
yet.
But see, look, but that's the thing. I'm saying it. Okay, that's a very extreme
Eat the
conversation.
She said that too easy. Though.
She
said that too easy.
You gonna lick my gooch?
It's the Gucci cat.
It's a
So-
Gucci cat.
So I
Too easy.
So anyway, so
Too easy.
So let's reel this back in. So please, let's reel this back in. I can say, well, as far as the emotional standpoint is concerned, so like I remember like my mom, she used to try to like insert emotions in me, but like I said, my dad wouldn't let it happen. So He was like, in New Orleans, I'll get you killed. So when you come from like certain areas, certain cities, certain things, it's like you can't really afford to be on a letdown. Yep. If you're on a letdown, you know what I'm saying, bad shit will happen. You know what I'm saying? Especially in a city that's built around projects, one of the most low income cities in America, and all that, et cetera, murder capital, et cetera. So it's like you just have to be on your P's and Q's. You have to keep your head on swivel. You know what I'm saying? And for you to have like to think off emotion and not really be emotional, but like to think of emotion will really fuck you up and set you back.
That's unfortunate.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. But at the same time, I feel like it helped me out a lot because like I'm really a logical thinker. Right. And because I'm a logical thinker, like I could dissect things way more faster than people that's not.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it, like for me, like for my family, like I feel like I'm in a leadership position. My family looks up to me. My son looks up to me. My wife looks up to me for leadership. I'm not saying that you can't cry, but I feel like a woman don't want a guy who's crying on her all the time. I think it's okay for her to release emotions when it's time to, but let's get your ass back on point because crying is not going to do shit to you. It's not going to get anything undone, accomplished. You can't see me and crying. That's like to me, like I'm a captain of a ship and something's happening in the storm and I'm going to be like, crying. No, I gotta release my emotions for a little bit, but get back up. And I need to be in lead the congregation.
Yeah, but I feel that way for myself too as a woman. Like I would cry my eyes out in the middle of the night, wake up like nothing happened.
Yeah, but see, there is some women out there, like my sister, for example. They'll look at you straight up and be like, "Bitch, is you crying? Like the fuck? Like get your ass up. We got shit to do. Like what the fuck you crying for?" But that's just how like they are. You know what I'm saying? Right. Which also on top of that also makes them not emotionally available for men also because I know like they have that issue also, which I feel like that was my dad's like a safety mechanism because he never wanted them to come to him with a broken heart. Right. So he gave them this coat of armor of like no emotion, like don't emotional neglect. You don't need a man to do all that kind of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. And they carry that. You know what I'm saying? They like real niggas. Like they some real ass niggas. Like I'm like, damn, bro. Like they even make me, but I'm like, whatever, man.
But I think it's to his point. Like it's upbringing and where you grow. I grew up in San Diego, so like the projects in San Diego to New Orleans is not even. It doesn't even equate because my core friend group, we especially after losing so many people in the last 2 years, we made a pact to each other that okay, if it's safe for us to show emotion to each other, if you're having a hard day, if you need whatever, there's that safe space. So I think if we start shifting that within our men group, like yo, I got you. But because at the end of the day, if we need to all throw down, we still gonna throw down tears and all. Like, if we need to get funky, tears in the face and all, it's gonna make it happen. But I think it's just creating those spaces for us to really talk about emotions and not be looked different. Because we growing up, you couldn't. If you show any type of emotion, use a bitch, like straight up.
Facts, straight up.
But it's like breaking that child. It goes back to like facing that childhood trauma, right? Where our upbringing was, what was triggering us, what was really taking that stuff away from us.
Yeah, and then back to what Mike was saying. So just because you brought it up, so I had talked to this chick, right? And she
I love how he always pinpoints on what I brought up. Always cheating or something with sex. That's all I look like. The married nigga that like to cheat and have sex. That's what he think I am.
So I had talked to this chick, right? And she was talking about like she had just moved back out here from Vegas, and she was like, man, she gave me prostitute vibes, so I had stopped talking to her. So, but before
so that made you think of me?
No. So she was like, no, but it was a comment she made. So she was like, yeah, I dated a lot of dudes out here. She from Southeast or whatever. I dated a lot of dudes from like Lincoln, Skyline, all that. I'm like, oh, okay. And she was like, yeah. She was like, later in the conversation, like she was like, oh, but I'm nasty. Like I like pagan and everything. And I was like, pagan. I said, what's that?
Oh, wow. See.
She was like, oh, it's when you blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, okay. And so then I'm like, dang, you dated all these dudes like that? So now my eyes open. So now I'm like, yeah. So I didn't want to ask for that, so I didn't. But at the same time, so now you know what I'm saying. When I walk around with certain people, I'll be like, damn, I want to. So back to what you say, like when he was like, men are scared to have that conversation. Yeah. Like, Yeah, you do associate that with being on some gay shit.
But
Like,
no,
hell yeah.
but see, the thing is, it's not even about it being gay. It's just there's a level of intimacy that comes with freedom, right? To be able to express yourself in such a way. And black men, we have not been able to express ourselves, or some of us, I have, because of like my upbringing and different things. And my mom, my cousins made fun of me, brother, one time for braiding hair. I always tell this story. And I was braiding my cousin's doll hair. I told my mom, and she was like, "What did they do?" I was doing this. She said, "Oh, that's why they're making fun of you." She said, "I braid. You ain't gonna be braiding here looking crazy." So we said braiding competition. And that was such a freedom for me at an early age, at the age of 7, that my mom made me feel so comfortable to express myself in any shape or form without a label of gay, right? And that's something that black men don't get, because it's two parts. Black men ain't gonna let that happen. And then some black women will be like, it's cool to be your friend, but not you gonna be fucking on me and be my baby daddy one day. There's a difference. They'll encourage you. Yes, Courtney, cool. He did it. Oh, bitch, that's your nigga? Oh, okay. He be crying a little too much. You know what I mean? There's a difference. And you can be the BFF, but you won't be the daddy. You know what I mean? And I think there's some that's why I brought that up, because before crying, intimacy is all about being able just to talk to you, to be able to come in and look at you one day and just be like, damn, I really feel like X, Y, and Z, and then being okay and not feeling bad about myself, being able to express myself.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like it's just societal norms, right? Like, I'm a heterosexual male and I got nail polish on my nails. I love women.
I just thought your nails were dirty.
Shout out to Caleb Williams.
I'm sorry. It's so funny.
Shout out to Caleb Williams, Heisman Trophy winner.
Nail addicts.
But cool.
I'm a heterosexual male. I when I grew up, I used to be into punk rock, painting my nails black. But I know my sexual preference.
Right.
I have gay friends. It does not scare me. It does not make me feel uncomfortable. I do have homies that feel weird that I'm friends with gay people and I'm heterosexual. But I'm like, I know myself. And I always tell people, you are what you fear. So if you're fearing that, like, you need to have a real conversation with you. But I think it's just societal norms of you can't do certain things, or you can't show emotion, or you can't express yourself or be your authentic self, because society has told black men we are this type of person and we can only be this type of person. It's just playing basketball, football, rapper, this. We can't be an artist or this eccentric or a chef, or there's things that we can't do. We've always been put in this box as men.
Yeah. Even to this day now, you think that? I mean, that's kind of like old school style thinking. Do you think to this day it's like that?
To this day, no, because some people, I guess, you know what I'm saying, but like he has his nails polished, but I never thought nothing. You don't think nothing of it. Like, it's just like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying? Is I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna say like, oh, it's like the norm, but at the same time, I think everybody is free, I guess because of social media, but to express themselves however they want to express themselves.
Right.
Like, they could do like whatever crazy hairstyle, wear whatever clothes they want to wear. It's just like a form of expression. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot more acceptance, but it's still to a certain extent.
Yeah, even with the sex shit, like I say this, like, back in the day, you was a freak if you eat cool shit or you suck dick, right? That was being a freak, right? She nasty, she suck dick. Now, man, like, nothing you tell me is freak no more. Like, you have to go above and beyond some shit to consider freak. Like, now females be like, oh, I like girls, and so every female done dealt with a girl before.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, show me something else. Oh, I like to do this. Man, that ain't nothing no more.
Regular.
Everything regular now, bro. Social media
let her
make everything regular, huh? Nah. But I can't say like there has the like now it's the time to be considered whatever free or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? You have to go above and beyond some shit now. Like,
right.
Like you really have to be on some whole other shit. I'm like, man.
You got to be on Pornhub on them categories, like checking all the boxes. Like, oh, you gonna come up?
Man, like,
I remember to date this girl, man, and I was really like we were like hitting it off, bro. Like, we was there for like probably 3 or 4 months, and she was begging me like to stick her finger in my booty, bro. Like, begging me, bro. Begging me, bro.
You gave in, Court?
No, sir.
Did you answer?
No, sir.
He's not about
No,
it.
He's like, you ain't about that
He's
life,
not
Courtney?
about
Absolutely
it.
not. I ain't gonna lie, I thought about it. I thought about it.
He said she bad though.
I
She
thought about
bad.
it.
She
Hey,
bad.
like, I thought about it.
He said she give good head.
She's
She give
like,
good head.
man. She like, but she was telling me like all her men that she's been with, she's done this to and he love it. And she's like, just let me try it, please.
You
This is like her specialty.
It's a special.
Her specialty.
She was about to change your life.
Hey, that's why I was scared.
He was gonna come in there and be like this. Baby, what do we up to? 2 thumbs up or what?
But that's real though. But like you have to go far. Like, you have to really go far beyond.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like it
Yeah.
gotta be on some unregular ass shit. Like you want me to do what? You want to go where? Like you want to do
No,
what?
we should do
Yeah, there's
experiments
intimacy.
on it because you know what? Because also like prostate cancer is huge. My dad has it right now. It's
Oh,
actually
sorry, yeah.
very sad,
Yeah.
but it's very. This is my own hypothesis. Okay, this is my own personal thing. I feel that a lot of illness is like due to like repressed emotional shit, like
Could be.
just stored energy that just didn't move
For sure.
through. And I think it seems weird that a lot of Black men, it's very common for prostate cancer, and then also like the whole repression and expression. And I swear I think it's connected. Like I can't explain how or why. So sometimes I'm like, I feel like if y'all felt more safe to, because it would feel good for y'all.
I
For
mean,
what?
just like crying.
It
You
feel-
literally
it-
physically
We'll feel
No,
good.
like-
We'll feel good. We'll feel good.
No, I
Hold on, what you doing? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about?
I'm saying if you could get,
What you mean?
if y'all could
What
get
you mean?
past this shit,
Absolutely.
I think.
I know,
Absolutely
I
not.
swear.
No, I just think
If no one would ever find out, y'all could get past
if-
this shit. You
if
love
more
the girl
women
you was doing with.
Nah.
thought like
and-
you, if more
Absolutely
women
not.
thought like you and kept things in a safe zone,
You know, like
It's a
then
safe
it would be.
space.
Then it would be. There would be more men that probably would be open
I know,
to it.
I
But
know.
Absolutely not.
because it was the first fucking argument. That's why I was thinking about fingering your
Yeah.
ass. The first argument, nigga. That's why I was thinking about fingering your ass.
No, and that's
So go
real.
take the motherfucking trash.
Fingering your booty, bitch ass nigga. Fingering your booty.
First argument.
You
son.
my bitch.
It's like, what? First breakup. She
I'm
gonna
gonna tell everybody.
She gonna lie. First breakup. Like
That's
I used to stick my fingers in that boy
That's
booty.
some childish women.
Like damn,
It's
bro.
fine.
Hey, especially you somebody.
Oh,
Oh,
bro.
man.
That's a wrap after that. It's
No,
over with.
but
Ain't no coming back.
But see, even then, this is the thing. This is what I used to tell all my girlfriends back in college when he talked about prostitution vibes. When it was like, why you tell your girls that the guy should be paying for everything? I said, because at the end of the day, they want some sex, right? And you your own woman. You horny too. You gonna want it. Obviously, you dating them other because he's looking good
Is
or
that
you want a free
real?
deal.
Y'all really? That's really what y'all only want is for the sex? I just can't.
What do you mean?
No.
It's
I'm
not.
saying
No.
like sex is
It's
going to
not.
be a natural thing.
I just
so
always wonder if
so
it's that.
no. So what he was saying when he was talking about like the girls
Yeah.
talking about like your finger in the booty, I was like, but guys do the same thing to women too. Like you get mad at them like you ain't shit. I'm done with you. Well,
Yeah.
saying that when you was sucking on my
Yeah.
dick. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's a problem because people throw things
I
back
don't know
into
a lot
you.
of dudes that say that no more, man.
Yeah.
No more. You said no more,
It's
but I'm not saying the
common.
thing. But it used to. But
It's
see, the thing is,
common.
next common thing is thumbs in your booty, pegging you.
Yeah, for a guy, because that's not common out. It's not common in the open.
Okay, but see, that's the thing. It wasn't, so now it's common. So it's like nobody cares. But that's why it's
Yeah. It's like gay shit. Gay shit is common now, so nobody give a fuck no more.
What gay shit is common?
Just everything. They got gay movies, all kind of shit. No,
Well, thank you for my community.
It waters everything down.
My community watered down cinema for you.
It do.
Thank you.
There's gay dudes that don't
Thank
like
you.
it.
So
There's
because
gay
I
dudes
get
that don't
smashed and I
like
like YG, it's common now. Now
I'm
mainstream.
screaming.
Not the YG part.
That's the YG part. Because I listen to YG, I get smashed by a nigga.
A lot of shit be the more shit become watered down, the more common, the more it really doesn't even matter no more.
Yeah.
Like same like with girls, like girls with girls. I was like, oh, dudes used to get excited about that. Oh, I like girls. Now it's like,
like that shit.
what females don't?
Y'all like girls on girls?
Absolutely not.
But y'all forget Courtney is so old school. Courtney like the attention to be on him.
It
He
do.
won't slob on his
do.
knob
Bro,
and
it
corn on his
depends.
cob.
Bro,
I just honestly,
do,
bro.
I think it's like I can't speak on nobody's preference but my own, and I feel like oftentimes we put our own opinions and point of views on people and just not meet them where they're at, because we all our own person. Like, you know, I don't like when people walk with their shoes untied. Like, but I can't go around making people tie their shoes. That's just their preference. So
And also a lot of it, I think as we get older, is more mental than physical. Like, sure,
Yes.
you might have been with 100 people. She did this, he did that. Cool, like that's cool. But when it's mental stimulation involved, it's way different and it hits way harder. And then it's like intimacy, like you were saying.
Yep.
Hoe up.
I agree 100%.
But yeah, intimacy is totally different. Yeah. Cheers to intimacy.
Cheers to intimacy.
Yeah.
Cheers to gooch, huh?
Cheers to being a
And the gooch.
freaky shit. Cheers to freaky shit. Cheers to freaky shit.
Symone and the gooch. Symone sucked some toes, I bet. Symone, you sucked some toes?
Nah.
You ain't sucked no toes?
I suck toes.
Look.
Symone, you ain't sucked no toes?
No.
You ain't ate a guy out? Okay. Was he on his back or was he on all fours?
I thought Courtney was the host.
We're not gonna get that.
This is
I feel like the nastier you are, the better. The freaky, nastier you are, the better the relationship is.
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah, man. Look, you can be a nasty you want. I don't give a fuck.
Like, I've had my toes.
Okay, I got a
sucked on
question
and
for
it
you.
doesn't do anything for me, but it's the fact that you're doing it.
It's a dude. Yeah, dudes
like, oh, you
dudes
down
like
for
it.
me,
But I think it's
Sucking
true.
toes, eat your ass, all that.
But I think it's true just learning your partner though, because
yes.
like you gotta
Calling
build.
you names, you like that too?
You gotta build that. You gotta build that like
Hair pulled, called all types of things.
I'm not
this
playing
man,
shit.
Mike.
Look, you
Yeah, I'm not gonna play with
little tramp. Come here. Come here, you little naughty
He said
thing.
Trump.
Not a tramp.
Just to say, Mike is reliving his straight life that he's never lived. That's what he's doing right now.
How you know I ain't had one? How you know I ain't had no chick?
You probably have, but you like reliving it right
Do
now.
you say Trump though?
Wow.
So
Maybe he
are
ain't
you
gonna
say
let
Trump?
go.
Is that what I do? Like, is that what I do?
You say Trump? I don't
What,
know.
tell my nigga call me a tramp? That's what you think?
Everybody has like little code words. Like for me, if you say
So now when you see me and my husband at ALP, you gonna be like,
Hey,
here he
tramp,
come with
here
a
go the
tramp. Y'all got the tramp. The way people be like, tramp, what you want?
like it just like, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, it's cock. If you say cock, I'm stopping.
No.
I'm getting up.
Yeah,
She's
no.
like, cock. I'm getting up. Bitch, I'm gonna look at you like, the fuck? Like, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna get up and walk away. So tramp is yours though.
Huh?
Tramp.
No, that's not mine. I don't have any like words.
Stop lying, Mike.
Huh?
Stop lying.
What'd you say? What'd he say? He says,
All right, next question.
Next question. Come on.
Okay, next question. Next question. What about body count? Let's talk about body
I
count.
hate that question.
Body
I think
counts
that's
don't
such
matter.
a childish question.
What
Because
is-
what does it mean? What do you get out of
That's
that?
the question.
Once you find out?
That's the question. Does the body count? Doesn't matter.
No.
No.
Doesn't
Because what's
matter.
going to change after you figure it out? You're just going to be looking at me different.
Absolutely.
Like,
He's gonna be
Body
mad.
counts. For one, you too old to be asking for body count.
you're childish.
Yeah.
That's such a
Shouldn't
high
ask for
school
nobody
thing
count.
Courtney
to say,
wants
'cause
to know the
maybe
body
then
count,
when
and it
you're
better
young,
be under
might
10.
matter
I
'cause-
wouldn't ask for a woman body count, but if I knew a body count, I wouldn't. If she
But
was really high,
wait.
I wouldn't talk to her.
Now everything's being contradicted because in the beginning,
But if
like, maybe
yours
like
is-
30 minutes ago, y'all was talking about, hey, they should have the whole face. Like, go ahead. You can't have a female have a whole face to ask for a body count.
You can't.
Not, this,
No, I
it
said they
depends.
have.
I say
He
me.
don't believe in whole phases for
right,
women. He
right.
believe in whole phases for men.
Oh, he
Courtney's very
Only Courtney
misogynistic.
can do what Courtney can do.
It goes both.
Not for Courtney, hell no.
goes
You better
both
come in
ways.
with one. Your only sex better been at the high school prom, and you better not ever see that nigga again. Courtney, and you better not come with some kids of your own. Courtney is like, nope.
Hey,
Courtney's like, you had sex once,
hey,
I'm done.
Hey, exactly.
Exactly.
Hey, I didn't say I was perfect.
It's the double standard
You live
for
your
me.
truth, Courtney.
Huh?
It's
You
the
live
double
your truth.
standard.
Hey, I'm living my truth, bro.
Thank you.
And we
No,
all
man.
can't be the same, baby.
Body count,
We all can't be the
body
same.
count should not matter, bro.
It
Yeah,
should.
No.
I feel like after 18, like you should be asking no body count.
I think
so
body counts
stupid.
matter based off of why the body counts. That's one thing if you just like, hey, I'm a hoe with it. But if you like a nympho or you did it like for repression or different things, because there could be underlying issues there. So that's why body count does make a difference depending on where the conversation
And I
is
feel like
going.
that's a
see.
conversation.
That's a
because not
conversation.
straight up, how many people have you had
Yeah,
sex
but
with?
like more so like, okay, like, hey, look, I just like to get that shit in when I can. Whoop, I'm cool with that. But now if you're like, I just can't control it. Whoa, okay, because if you can't control it, then you ain't gonna be able to control it with me. And then there's the ones where people are doing it because they didn't have the opportunity to. So I think it's just a different type of conversation.
I think body count matters.
I'm not gonna say body count matters, but
I think it does.
like I'll give you an example.
I'm gonna get him a shirt.
Yeah,
Body
I think
count
it
matters.
I'll give you an example.
Body count, you better have one.
It matters.
There's a person that I was intimate with, and I thought I was doing something that she ain't never had felt before.
Aww.
And
He's so sweet. He's like the telltale.
And she told me, she said, listen, I'm gonna get it in regardless. She's like, it don't matter.
That's my
And
type of
we-
bitch. I like her.
Well, I get it, but then I'm like, like, is that easy? Like, for me, that's a little concerning because it's like, if it's that easy, then I need
What
to.
is you talking about?
Yeah,
that's
like
why
I
body
need to know.
count matters.
But then I'm gonna ask the body count question.
Yes.
Wait,
know?
why does that lead to the body count question?
Because it sounds like she's promiscuous.
Like,
So I mean, shit, she know what she wants. She is a woman on her own.
She could do what she
She
could
do what she wants. She letting you know
That
you
mean-
ain't the only dick in her back pocket. I like that.
Hey.
Girl, she got dick.
Hey, Mike, you don't even like girls, man. Stop.
that means she got
What you talking about?
that means she got that experience. She got experience.
So I can't talk for my female counterpart.
No.
Wow, this is not a safe space.
I mean, Mike, you low key gay splaining. You low key gay splaining right now. You know, for
Did
the
you just
women.
make up something?
I did.
Instead of mansplaining.
That's how I'm gay splaining. But do the women care about me gay splaining? No one ever cares about the gay splaining. They love it.
I never heard of
We
it.
can do no wrong.
Some shirts made with that one. Copyright
We can do no wrong.
Copyright
Gay splaining.
I like that.
Have you seen Housewives of Atlanta? Gay splaining is always there.
Okay.
That's true. That's true. It was Atlanta though.
But no, like, I mean, hey, she got
I don't want
experience.
to come back now.
I get it. I guess for me, it was just like,
Shocking.
you know what's shocking? It was just the delivery. It was like, nah, like
So you didn't meet her where she was at, like you said, to meet people where
clearly,
they were
like
at.
it was the first time. Honestly, first time I ever.
Do
been
as I
humble.
say, not as I do, I guess.
First time for everything.
Friends.
Yeah, I was humble. Like I had a humble moment, and you know,
Fine.
we didn't hook up after that. But
I bet.
So did you ask her body count?
no, we'll
You
have to
wanted to,
talk. No, I don't want to go deep.
It went far left.
Oh, we here right now?
No judgment zone.
Nah, but it's just like okay,
Live.
growing up in y'all all know this in San Diego, you can find a body count by just talking just who they hung out with, the homies, and then you can build a body count behind that. So when I started to do the
People
info, I realized what the body count was.
Mm.
So I had a lot of Eskimo bros.
What the fuck is an
What does that
Eskimo
mean?
bros?
You don't know the Eskimo bros?
Hell no, what is
We're
that?
not from here.
Yeah, we ain't from here. We don't do
Eskimo
that.
bros is when you hook up with the same. With the same.
Same.
So if me and Q hooked up like with the same girl,
Because
good
y'all in the
question.
igloo.
That's
Yeah.
a good question.
there's
Okay.
but there's a lot of Eskimo bros in Dago.
Yes.
True.
A
Yes.
ton.
True.
So now, are you done? Did you conclude your story?
Yeah, I'm done.
I need because we need to hear more of that.
Oh yeah.
Need to hear more. You done with it?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, sorry.
You know he has more.
No, sorry.
I might. But,
No, I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Keep going.
No. I'm saying it's just a lot of. I feel like in San Diego, since the dating space is small, not even small. I just feel like the same people date the same.
There's not
people.
enough black women out here. That's
Right.
that makes it a problem. There's not enough black. But that's also like when dudes date outside their race. You know what I'm saying? Their pool becomes a little bit bigger for those that like to do that.
I date outside my race, and the pool's not that big, bro.
Still not that big.
It's not big.
Woo.
You go downtown any weekend and see the same faces.
Yeah, let's just say this: I don't date in San Diego no more, at all.
See, I'm
So the
scared,
question,
I'm scared
though.
to get to that point.
I need a question. I got to tell you this situation. Then we talk about this. So I used to date this girl back in the day,
Okay.
ex-girlfriend,
Okay.
and my homeboy is trying to date somebody I personally know is trying to date one of my ex-girlfriends. Is that against the man code, or is it okay for you guys to date your
Oh,
exes?
we already know how you feel about this.
Yes.
Was it like back in the day, like when he was trying her now?
Decades.
I guess.
I would say, well, yeah, I'm in.
For those that don't know, Courtney don't like anybody who tries to date anybody who they went
He's a
with.
tourist.
absolutely.
He don't
Taurus,
like
that's
if
okay.
if,
But-
if he had dealings
I'm
with
a
her, do not
Pisces.
date her.
Say
Absolutely.
don't play with
Yes,
it.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Courtney comes off that way.
Absolutely.
Don't
So
play with
is it okay for you to date your homie's ex-girlfriends? You guys don't care about that.
I would say this: it's not. There's like we all have that one that's like we call the wifey, like the one that we've been with, that's been rocking with us. That's the one that's off limits. That's within my guide code. We all have that one where like y'all like that's the off limits one. But the other ones, if you're talking to and you ain't been that intimate or tight, it's fair game. But the one wifey, the one that if you dated for a long time, like so like my ex of X amount of years, my guys know like she's off limits. Like, but the
Nah.
one
Happy Hunger Games.
I love it.
this guy Mark.
May the odds be in your favor. I don't give a fuck. That's your thing. The gays don't care. What the shit?
So Mike,
You
so
miss
Mike,
your blessing. That's on you.
so Mike, you would date your one of your friends' ex-boyfriends?
If we vibing, yeah. That if I'm not, the thing is, we got there for some reason, right? It's one thing if it just happens. I'm a Pisces, so if it happens, it happens. I'm not about to stop anything just because of those things, because it doesn't make any sense. If we have a natural connection, why would I deny myself? I got one good life to live. Why would I deny myself
Absolutely
a natural
not, bro.
connection? There's a difference if I go looking for it, but if if we're just chilling and I'm like, fuck, me and Symone, you know, we gonna be doing our thing. Me and Symone, this is like my gay wife. And so we just chilling and it just happens and we just like, damn. We looking at each other like, you wanna fuck too? Yeah, cool. That's it.
Sudden.
And then we like, damn, at brunch, you want to be together? Cool, let's do that too.
This
you know,
guy,
it is what it is. You know what I mean? I think
Absolutely not.
people aren't property.
Courtney,
How can you guys act like there's a statute of limitation on somebody? Like
It's
that's
not-
just rude.
It's not property, but it's like if that's your okay,
That's your homie? That's your homie?
If you're not my homie, if you're not in my core homie group, I don't care. You can try to talk to the wifey or whatever, because I don't rock with you that way. But if you my road dog and you saw me,
what if he came and it was like this? It wasn't supposed to happen, but we just have this connection. Well, he must
okay,
Fuck your
that's all-
connection,
that's-
my guy.
Well, then
Fuck your connection.
at that
Courtney
point,
said,
fuck
"Fuck
your
you
connection.
too," and fuck them too.
Fuck your connection. You ain't my homie.
Oh yeah.
nah.
You ain't my homie,
At
damn
that
it.
point, just hey, good luck to y'all. I'm just not rocking with you because that's how I know you. That's how I know you operate.
I'm gonna tell you the story. I'm gonna tell you guys the story.
Ain't no fun. Ain't no fun if the homies can't handle it. Didn't y'all hear the song?
No,
Shit.
it don't work like that, Mike.
Oh,
So
but the
listen,
song said it.
so Mike, I'm gonna tell you the story. Let me tell you what happened, and this is the reason why I feel like the way I feel. So I was dating this girl, Melinda.
Oh, name.
That's
Melinda.
an ugly name.
Bro, hey yo, listen.
That sounds nerdy.
This is one of the dopest girls I ever met in a long, like for a long
She
ass.
must have been a freak.
No, she wasn't even a freak. She just changed my life. She was dope, super fucking dope, right? So I'm over this girl's house, and I know she just recently broke up with her boyfriend. So I had a house in Lemon Grove, and we used to have like Madden tournaments and shit like that. So all the homies was over there all the time. So one of my homies just broke with his girlfriend. So he was there at my house every day just kicking it. And he was always talking about this girl, you know, how he misses this girl. So I met this girl. She's super dope. I'm kicking it with her, going over her house. And this dude's blowing up her phone every night. I'm not the type of guy to be like, hey, who the fuck's calling? Didn't say nothing at all.
Oh,
So this goes for like 3 months of me kicking with this girl, bro. Everything is fucking amazing. She's teaching me how to eat better. We're going fucking hiking. We doing shit. I'm doing shit I've never done before.
Her name Melinda.
Melinda.
This nigga ate sushi. He's like, ooh, a California roll. Nigga, I learned how to use chopsticks.
Mike. Life was changed, my guy. Horizons, broaden my horizons. Then one night, it was just, you know, I'm kicking it with this girl in the bed, and I'm not doing anything, just kicking it. And the phone is going crazy. And I'm thinking in my head, like, I need to know who the fuck this is, because if this guy come over here, I don't want to kill this dude, or I don't want no problems. I said, damn, who the fuck is this dude? Who's your ex-boyfriend? Who's this calling? Why was this fucking guy that comes to my house every fucking day?
Yeah. All right. So we had this conversation before,
You're
but
the
that
homeboy
guy
now?
wasn't your friend.
Oh,
the guy wasn't your friend.
He was your friend's friend.
No. He was my friend's friend.
Yeah.
But I seen this guy every day, like forever. I'm cool with him. I'm like,
You're cool with
He
him.
was my best
But he
friend,
wasn't
but
your friend.
he was an associate of mine.
That's associate. That's fair.
Can't do
That's
it.
fair.
So I broke with the girl.
What?
Yep.
Shit, I went out with somebody's
Wow,
best
yeah.
friend.
I broke with the girl.
And
But I mean,
somebody
I won't say he was my
cussing.
best friend,
Do
but he
whatever I
was
want.
he was my good friend's best friend.
Yeah, but it wasn't yours
But
though.
he was
best
around me all the
friend.
time. I knew the guy. We had a rapport.
Cousins.
I had a rapport
That's
with
the
him.
furthest I went with
I might
cousins.
not. He might not have been my best friend, but he had my number. He knew where I was. He's at my house every day. He knows all my homies. We go out downtown and kicking and going to clubs every weekend. So I had rapport with this guy.
Yeah.
So he don't have to be my best friend, but you know he's in my circle.
And so you start fucking with
I
Melinda
don't
because of
know.
that?
Absolutely,
For an associate?
bro. Come on, like to me,
Associate.
I feel like that's
Associate.
weird.
Me personally, I wouldn't have did that for no associate, bro.
Hell no.
I would, and if it was like a friend, I would have asked. Like if it was like,
Yeah.
if like somebody fuck, like, oh, I used to fuck with Isaiah. You know, shout out to Zay with the banana bread. He's in the
Shout
back.
out to Zay, man.
Shout out to
Zay is
Zay.
the guy.
But it's like, oh, I used to fuck with Isaiah. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, oh, I would either like say, you know, I'm chilling with this little girl. You know, how deep was y'all? You know, and he'd be like, oh, go ahead, man. Fuck it. Like I ain't tripping. Then it's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Consideration.
Yeah, a
you
little
just- you have
consideration
that-
for a
Fuck all-
friend.
Fuck
But
all of
if it's
that.
a-
Do
if
what
it-
you
if
want to
it's-
do.
If it's Isaiah's friend, then I don't give a fuck. Like
I went to a guy's
Yeah.
party and his cousin was there and his cousin introduced me.
We know Mike.
And I was cool with the cousin and went on dates and everything. I'm fine.
We know
Have
Mike.
fun. You get one good life to live.
But
Have a good time.
But here's the thing. In the gay community, ain't that like y'all MO anyway? It's like y'all don't give a fuck.
Okay, Okay, first and foremost, we have standards. Don't make it sound like we just walk around fucking. Like, that's all you think we wake up do.
Some of y'all have standards.
You ain't like we wake up and be like, oh shit, we fucking tonight.
Some of y'all have standards.
No, I'm about to play I'm about to play Scrabble.
LP got their fair share of gay dudes, and then some of them don't have no standards, and that's just
no. That's the
thing.
problem because whenever I bring my
their
homeboys, sometimes
thing.
they come down with their dudes, and when I'm sitting there in the window right there, and it's always my homeboy bring his partner, different friends. He always give me this look because I be looking like we on some triple shit.
I'll be in the window
something.
like another one.
Really, because every time I come, he always be like, "Where your husband?" I was like, "Oh, he old base or something." And he's like this. This is very convenient. It's always two different niggas that are a couple. Look like I'm trying out for some purple shit or something. And I'll be like, but no, I think the reason why I say it, all jokes aside, I think it's just we don't allow ourselves to enjoy because we don't know what could have happened. Love your wife. And she's amazing.
She is.
Belinda could have been your wife.
No.
She could have. No.
Name this one held him down. That's that ride or die.
That's weird to me.
But I think
I
think it's just we limit ourselves because of all these social constructs and all these things, and people are doing some stuff like it could be some fun stuff, but hey, to each their own. I'm not saying like, look, I remember my husband's best friend said one time he was drunk. He was like, "Dang, if you and Mike ever broke up, or divorced, I'd still be cool with him." He looked at him and said, "And nigga, we would never be friends. Because if me and this nigga don't work out, y'all ain't gonna be this nigga friend. If y'all came on the shit with me with this nigga, y'all can't be this nigga friend." So he like, y'all with that. I was like, damn, we can't be friends? He's like, hell no.
But what if a dude throw a pick or fumble the ball? And then what if it's like, oh, like you had her and all the homies know she bad as fucking cool as hell. And then it's like, oh, this nigga cheated, got caught, whatever the case may be. No, still no?
Q,
right.
Q, let me tell you something.
I'm just asking.
There's probably 1 million girls in San Diego.
No, there's not.
Why in the hell do you want to smash one of my exes?
He said, hold on. Now, if you
a man of your stature, all the success. Let me you talking about all the fucking girls you smashing. Why the fuck you want to smash one of mine? Exes.
Put the camera on.
How weird is that? How weird is that?
Put the camera on me.
What if they got a connection?
If you rewind this podcast about 45 minutes, we will touch on there is no females in San Diego. The pool is small as fuck. Yep. So therefore, you have no choice but to run into a woman who dated somebody that you know.
No, sir, Q.
There's no choice.
No, sir, Q. I mean, think about this. I can't even, my mental won't even go there. If I know that you smashed that girl, bro, and I'm going to go lay out with her,
yeah.
If I know you smashed her,
true. But me and you are cool. But if you brought your friend and your friend was her nigga,
it's the same thing.
No, I don't know that man. I do know him.
If I do know him,
she's on social media a week later talking about my dude cheated on me. I'm like, fuck, that was Courtney friend. Hey,
yeah, exactly.
I'm in the
DM. We don't kick it every day.
Yeah, but we don't kick it every day. I still wouldn't fuck with somebody that you fuck with because I respect you.
So you would.
But I wouldn't fuck with. But if it's your friend, I wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I would not care.
I'm with Q. I'm with Q on that one.
So if it was his bitch, you would fuck with her still because you just know him like y'all cool like that?
It depends on what happened after the 29th.
Yeah. Because we building our community.
So you will smash a girl that
January 29th, Soul Sunday. We'll all be there.
Mike ain't gonna be there. Mike been telling me he been going to Soul Sunday. He been
crazy. All these girls in San Diego, all these guys in San Diego, y'all chasing the same girls? No, sir.
See, but you saying it like someone's chasing it like that. What if it just happened to fall in someone's lap? What if it's a blessing? It's organic.
I know.
I don't give a shit. How organic? There's a lot of organic vegetables in this goddamn garden. There's collard greens. There's all types of fucking vegetables.
This is why you want to go
smash them. So you want to go smash the same girl that in your circle?
She was just, hey, look, she was at Fat Burger. I was at Fat Burger. She had a little cheese on it.
That's disgusting, bro.
Hey, but hold on. Ladies,
sir,
how does it go for the ladies?
How do you go?
Like, because
with men,
because I dealt with a situation where I found out there was two best friends that weren't even talking anymore, and then
you smashed, bro?
No smash. I didn't smash either one, but they found out I had talked to one, and then I had met the other one, but it was no correlation. And she literally told me, she's like, for the fact that you even talked to her, I can't fuck with you.
I'm like, I'm wild. That's why I stay single. I'm a little crazy. So I'm a hypocrite too. Like
Rudi, choose your next words carefully.
Rudi on our side.
Yeah, come on, with it.
No,
Come on, city girl, stand up. Hey.
I've done things that I haven't been the proudest of.
Which is normal. That's normal.
Yeah, hella things.
We all have.
That's normal.
But the thing about it is, I didn't feel
proud of
bad when I
everything
did
I've
it,
done.
and it was really fun. I liked it. I actually.
So the question is, Rudi.
Sorry, but the dude, I with me, like as far as I can't do if my homegirl, I can't.
We're not talking about homegirl.
Oh,
He's talking about the friend of the homegirl.
The friend
He
is the
said
friend.
associate. He's
What
the friend.
No,
So-
but I see what he's saying because he's talking about like how the homeboy was in your face every day.
Yes.
Like at your house and
Yes.
stuff. I'm wild.
But it
like,
wasn't his friend.
I don't care.
Okay.
I would lose my shit. Like that's why I stay single. That's why I have to be very choosy with my environment because people are funny. And I'm like, and then a lot of people get off on having a little secret over your head and shit.
Yeah.
And that's what would get to me, not what y'all was doing. Fuck that. It's more of that y'all getting off on that little secret, that little like I'm doing. I hate don't.
What's
It's
the
like the
secret?
script said.
I don't-
The
I don't
fact
like-
that
But
me
what's the
and
secret?
girlfriend
I'm
in
not
the same
cool
room,
with
and
this
she
nigga.
always
No,
like,
yeah. Somebody
Yeah.
could be in your face and you cannot be cool
No,
with
but
that.
he was saying that like she was over while she was over with him. Homeboy was like calling her
Yeah.
while they're. That's why there's a lot going. I would lose my.
Well, I think
why I have to stay single because I get.
but I think that's more so not.
that Gemini come out.
Yeah,
Everybody gonna be crying.
It's
Yeah,
world
but-
is blown up.
But I feel like it's more so on her. Like if she, obviously,
Hell yeah, but then I've also like been on my pimp shit. I've done my little like
We've all
with
we've
people.
all
That's everybody.
we've done
That's
it.
everybody.
Everybody
That's
should
everybody.
Everybody
So
should
it's
be
like
able to
a
just
hypocrite.
suck and fuck and go about their damn day.
Absolutely not.
no.
No, damn, y'all ain't no fun.
All right,
Everyone except Courtney.
Yes.
Everybody except Courtney.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's weird because
But
sometimes I can see both sides. Sometimes I'm like, fuck it. And
But-
other times I'm like, I'll kill somebody. I don't know. It's weird.
Sometimes
I don't really know this nigga. We wasn't shooting in the gym. We wasn't chilling like that.
Clearly.
Hey, this is nigga shit.
I went you too, but I feel like sometimes too we just go too quick to fucking. Like
Yeah. See,
like
I don't.
like
yeah, it takes
we
me-
don't even like
Yeah.
we be
See.
like, oh, 2 dates and then it's spread eagle and
Yeah.
balls deep and it's
Ooh.
like we ain't even really
Ooh.
got
What's wrong
to.
with that? That's
See?
fun.
See?
But it becomes toxic then because
How's it toxic?
because
Because-
you're fueled off of intimate emotions. You gotta
Absolutely.
think like when you open yourself up to that in that intimate phase,
That's
you're
maturity.
you're open up feelings that now
maturity.
you're giving that person, you're giving a portion of your piece of you to that person.
No, it was an exchange of energy. We fucked and we go.
But see that's
It's
but
not
see
that
like
simple, though.
It
a
is
lot of
definitely.
people.
It is.
It's not
My
that
ex,
simple.
he got mad at that. He was like, "So you can fucking I have any
but
emotions?"
it
Hell
goes
yeah, I got my nut,
back to
I
what
go.
Q was saying because y'all hey somebody yeah
No, my ex didn't like that. We was like, yeah, I was like, nigga, I got a nut. I gotta go to the gym in the morning. Nigga, go.
yeah but y'all but the
fuck?
thing is I feel
Give me my
like
nut,
I feel
let's
like,
go.
I feel like gay men are ruthless. Y'all
We
like
are, yeah.
y'all way more gangster than
Hell
we
yeah,
are. Like,
nigga, what you doing here? Go.
What you doing here?
Cheeks were beat. Now go. Like fuck, nigga, I got shit to do tomorrow.
I walked out of the Chase one day and it was they was breaking up and he was like, you're gonna go in there and you're gonna sign all this shit over and give me all my fucking money back. And literally this man
In
had
that order.
swindled him for like 20 grand
Yeah.
and was trying to get it back. But like y'all like what's up with that? Like
What?
y'all be getting toxic.
We
Like
get toxic? Hell yeah, it's fun.
see we
It is.
don't
No,
y'all don't listen
the
to
thing
what
is,
Mike's
it's
saying,
okay.
'cause he
So
just
first
like
and foremost,
toxic
when you
shit.
said like, oh, you opening yourself up, emotions and everything, nigga, in the moment we was beating. It was a beating session. That's
But-
the fuck we was
hey,
doing.
but-
Smashing.
but how-
why do
but-
we
but
have to
why
have
is-
emotions?
But because it's you got to think you're opening yourself up to that.
what you mean? That's our biological thing, niggas. It was a hole in the dick. There it goes.
Screaming.
I don't.
But
I feel
you
like
guys
it-
romanticize these things. It was so emotion. No, it wasn't. It was sweat.
Sometimes-
sand.
But most of the time,
if you don't go get your ass beat and get your nut and go about your damn day, that is all you should be doing.
But most don't get
It
to that
is,
point.
bro.
Most don't get to that point. Most
y'all
don't have the confidence to be like, yo, I'm attracted to you. I just want to hook up with you. So let's go on the date. Let's get it done.
Yeah,
Let's sneaky
I
link and
did.
keep it at that.
It was no sneaky
But-
link. A dude said, "So
What-
what?
no,
so
hold on,
are
let
you
me-
doing this with
but-
anybody
but-
else?" I said,
but-
"Don't ask questions
but-
you don't want the answers to."
But let me finish though. What I'm saying is,
it's you guys had that communication. That was a communication. Y'all knew y'all was just gonna be hitting.
No, he didn't know. I knew. I always know.
But see, that goes to the toxic traits.
That's not a toxic trait. One dude, this just seemed like it was fun for you. It was, nigga. What else was this, nigga? I don't know you like that. Nigga, you don't get my nut and go.
See,
What we doing here? Hurry the fuck up. Go on about your day.
That's why we have these. That's why people get killed.
Wait, why would that be toxic and get killed?
I want him to go back to the point we make about the confidence part, because he's getting to a point where that needs to be said. Because I know niggas like that don't have the confidence to kind of do that, and they do fuck, and they think that they could just fucking do it, but they end up falling in love and all that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like we often like
stalking and shit.
We don't, especially I'm speaking from the male's perspective. 9 times out of 10, we like to gaslight and hype the situation up just to smash, versus just being straight up like, yo, I fuck with you, but I'm not trying to be with you. I think physically we can connect and leave it at that, and leave it up to the girl to make the decision if she wants to open herself up to that. 9 times out of 10, what happens is I want to be with you. I'm gonna hold you down. I'm gonna do this, and the minute I smash, I'm gone.
Yeah. It's too bad, because half the time she wants the same thing, and it could really be so simple.
But it goes back to, that's what I'm saying, communication. But that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're not wrong for what you're doing, but if we just communicate more and be like, yo, this is what it is. This is what I'm trying to do, and leave it up for the other person to make that decision. But often what we do is we create this whole facade that I'm gonna hold you down, I'm gonna marry you, I'm gonna do this.
It's not the truth.
And it's not the truth. And then I smash, and then I disappear on you. And then they hate every nigga that looks like me. Like Virgos, I'm a Virgo, and all you weak ass Virgos.
That's why my husband's a Virgo. Oh, Virgo.
So question though.
That's his damn.
But he's speaking facts when it comes to that though.
It's
true though. Like that's like
August.
I agree. I disagree with that though. I disagree with that.
Daddy.
So when is the time that you went to a girl and you be like, all right, you met a girl and you're like, I just want to smash? When was the time you ever done that?
And
exactly.
let her know that.
I do it all the time. I do it all the time because I don't got time to play games.
So that's how
I don't have the time. I don't have the time, and I don't have the mental.
So when you meet a girl, that's what you're thinking. Like, okay, I'm just gonna go over and tell her the truth.
No, it's not. So when I meet a girl, and I'm trying to get to know the girl, like I'm really trying to get to know her for genuine purposes. Like I said, like I want to build a foundation, relationship, marriage, possibly. Like I want to build all that to get to that. Right. You know what I'm saying? But if I meet you and you fine as fuck, I mean, I just like, man, this shit ain't gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? But we can still fuck or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's up to her to be like, that's up to her to be like yes or no. You know what I'm saying? But I still leave that door open. But that also makes problems too, because I had like stalkers because of that. But that is like, but I also be like, you got to be as blunt as possible with females. Because you can't have them think. It
goes both ways. You gotta be straight up with the situation. But most of the time, especially us, I'm 32 years old, so I'm in the late end of the millennials, and our MO was, especially as Jews, is just to gaslight, build the situation, get the cookie, and then keep it pushing. And then it creates this whole tainted situation, and it creates this whole issue versus like, this is what it is, this is where I'm at, and leave it to the person.
See, it's more reward when you just upfront with it. I mean, like, I found out like it's better when you just say like, man, this is what it is, and you just keep it 100, because they respect you way more. Because my whole life of dating, one thing a female can never ever say is I was like a fuck nigga, I let them on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They always be like, one thing that every female would say was either a dick asshole or I was too blunt or too upfront with shit.
See,
that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's not the natural progression of you talking to somebody, because when you meet somebody, you want to get to know them, and you're trying to build that rapport with them. So I don't know, it's, to me that sounds weird for you to be like, all right, get to know them, you kicking it with them, then all of a sudden you're like, hey, you know what? Let's fuck. If you ain't fucking them,
they have to say all that extra stuff to get there, because they can't get there by being themselves.
Facts. And sometimes you just know. Like,
and it's not like you be kicking with them and it's like, okay, well, no, it's conversation. Like, I'm good at communicating. That's one thing I learned in my 30s, like how to communicate. So like, you have to communicate all that. You have to be like, look, man, I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. We went on 2 days. We do not see eye to eye on shit. When I come in the house, you want the house hot. I want the house cold. You want to put lights on. I want the shit dark. You want to listen to music. I want to watch movies. Like, we don't vibe like that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we have a strong connection when it comes to like physical. So we could either have a sexual relationship or we don't have to have nothing at all. And it's up to you. and and
And
you
people
pick what you
appreciate
want.
and people
That's
appreciate
Yeah,
that
women
because
love
like
that.
and
They
that's the
love
thing. I know he says it's a gay thing, but I've
No, I
already
didn't
did
say
that.
that.
I started that in college. I was dating this older cat, and he was like something. He was like, yeah, I thought could be doing this. I was like, nah. And then it was like Christmas break. I said, hey, how about we have this thing? We be friends with benefits. When you call, I'll answer. When I call, you answer. He was like, cool, bet. And we did that. Even now, I'm married and all the things. And well, I'll go out and I could tell somebody meet, people. And they be like, yeah. I was like, man, hey, look, I'm married. I know we kind of have a cool little vibe. Dudes would be like this. I mean, I ain't trying to ruin no happy home. Is a nigga here?
That's crazy.
And they'll be like this, and then especially because my dude's in the Navy, so he'll be up like, and I'm just very blunt. Y'all know me, I'm very direct. I'll be like, oh well, he's like, so he ain't gonna show up tonight. So what you doing after? And they'll be like, I just want to try what's up, and I just want to. That's it.
It's all about conversation. It's all about conversation.
Yeah,
I mean, my number one thing with the conversation though, how I determine is for one, marriage. Not every woman want marriage. I'm 36. I want marriage. I want kids. Kids is another thing. Like I don't have no children, so I want a child. So if you might be one and done. You might be like, well, I ain't about to have no other kids. You know what I'm saying? Well, if that's the case, then. Well, this is how we continue this relationship.
That's weird. I feel like that's weird to me. I feel like when I was in the dating pool, you know what I mean? I
15
feel like
years ago.
15, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I guess things are different for now. I feel like when I was dating, you know what type of girl that is that's really promiscuous, and you know what type of girl that you're not gonna be, building a relationship with. So when I meet that girl and I'm smashing on the first night, I feel like, okay, cool. That's gonna be hard for me to be building a relationship with her.
See,
that's me. That's just me. That's just me.
I remember.
I'm just saying when I was younger. I feel that. But now, if I was meeting a girl, I'm more like I'm trying to build something. So I'm looking at it in a different perspective. I'm not leading with sexuality in the beginning. I'm trying to build a foundation for us get to know each other, see if we like each other, see if what's the pros and cons, see if we can be with each other. Then as we progress, then you guys can have sex. That's a natural progression of a relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel like when you lead with just sex, you just want to smash cakes and sex. I feel like it throws a relationship off.
It can, but it can't. Like some of my I ain't gonna lie.
If that's gonna be the most important thing.
My best and longest relationship, I fucked on the second date. Right? Yeah. It was a philosopher that said like just because she smashed on the first night don't make her a hoe. Just because she make you wait don't make her a wife.
I'm not saying every girl.
I know, but I'm just saying like something. So like it just depends on how. Granted, that was in the South. In the South, like especially now, I know it's been 15 years since you've been in the game. Right. But like especially in the South, like that's like conversation first day. They be like they want to know. They like you eat ass or no? Like you can fuck good or no?
You got to test drive the car.
They want to know. Like
let's get to it.
Yeah, like all the like when I came out here, it was like a bunch of beating around the bush. You got to play these little games and shit. Like nobody was really like upfront and shit like that. And I feel like me being blunt, like I was just like upfront with shit. Like man, what the fuck going on?
I feel like in Dago, I feel like in San Diego is both sides. I'm not speaking for male or female or gay or straight.
Well, thank you for the respect.
You're welcome.
Now,
You over here trying
2 hours later, Soul Sundays, everybody, January 29th. All are welcome. Safe space.
I hate Mike, but I love him. I got love for you. I feel like we damn it, Mike, fuck you. I don't know what I was fucking saying. Come back to me.
So let's get a women's perspective on it. You know what I mean?
Around the bush, that might ring a bell.
Now let's get a women's perspective on
go
it.
ahead.
Like do you guys feel like, smashing on the first date and the guy's been straight up for you? Do you prefer to be like that? Interesting.
I prefer straight up.
Straight up is the
and I
best
don't
way
see
to
anything
be.
wrong with smashing on the first date.
Especially if you eat first, because
If you
women
both
like them to
want
eat
it,
first.
Like
A lot of dudes out here don't eat though. A lot of dudes out here don't eat.
I'm like a live in a moment kind of person.
I do that. Hey, ride tongue and everything. But anyway, so,
Yeah,
He gonna give you that bayou. That Raging Cajun, y'all.
But no, I feel like the mindset of like Rudi when she was talking earlier. You know what I mean? Like,
but Rudi was
you
double
giving
side
somebody
coin.
something.
Rudi
Like,
was a double side. She a Gemini. That's double side coin.
Yeah.
She contradicts herself.
Hella.
Yeah.
Always.
I'm just saying, like, it's like you giving emotions. You know what I mean? The more you kick with that person, if you like that person, emotion grows. Then when shit goes left or right, then it's hard to break up with that person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Oh, you just a giving ass nigga.
I really think it's based off the situation because I can see it go either way.
Or where you're at in life at
Facts.
one point. But now, man, for me to fuck on the first night, for me to even really be serious about someone, this person's the fucking king of the world. Yep. Shit. So like, I can't even imagine somebody getting me hot and bothered like that where I'm even trying to do that. Like, this motherfucker would be incredible. So like, but not like years ago, maybe. I don't know. I'm just so far removed from the shit that it would just be very.
She out the shit.
Yeah, like it would just have to be so.
But I think it's to the point too. Is like you're sitting at a table full of creatives and own bosses, right?
Yeah.
So to the average 9-to-5er, no disrespect, because people that work 9 to 5 is still crucial to whatever we do in life. It just, you vibrate at a different level, you know, like we all thinking about our work still while we sitting here, right? Versus the average 9-to-5er, which is, like I said, no disrespect, but they turn their brain off from Friday to Sunday, right? Or they're off at 5 and they're able to tap into all of this stuff. But when you are in this creative movement, like to your point, you have to vibrate at that same level. You got to get it. You got to understand the hustle and bustle. You got to understand that, yeah, I come home and I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to be intimate. But often at times we get all this, it gets all messed up because sometimes we trying to date people that are used to structure when our life is not structured. Mm-hmm. So it really comes down to the situation, because if you smash on the first date and you connect, you can connect. Yeah. I was with a girl for 9+ years and we smashed on the second date. Mm-hmm. She was my best friend. Mm-hmm. I still got love for her. We don't talk no more, but I can't say nothing bad about her.
Facts.
So it really just based off the situation. But the thing that I can remember in that relationship, we kept it 100 from day one. It comes down to communication. Yeah. Like if you just let it know what it is. When we met, it was like, I'm moving here. I'm not trying to get a relationship. Let's just kick it. Yeah. And then 9 years later. But it's that we don't have that conversation. We look at our social media, we flaunt and flex. And then like you said, niggas are asking for rides. Niggas that can't put gas in their car. They asking to pay rent. All this stuff because we ain't really communicating. Even if you meet them at that point.
No. Oh, girl.
No, but did you put somebody gas in their tank?
Hey, he's speaking nothing but facts.
Exactly.
He's preaching right now.
Girls do not have them problems.
He preaching right now because you definitely can have sex with someone on the first date and still be with them. Like,
I wasn't saying like any girl, every girl, but you know.
Yeah. I mean, you could fuck on the first or second date and still have a good ass relationship.
And if you give into that lustful moment, that's fine. And then tomorrow you might be like, I kind of like this person.
What I hate
out again. And if not, then you on there.
What I hate is motherfuckers that try to wait on purpose. That's what I hate.
Yeah. Like, what are you holding out for?
It's been it ain't been long enough. It's only been 2 days. I can't kiss you.
For me, it's don't fight it.
You know what? I remember a dude I was talking to one time because I had that moment. Like, so before I was like this, a whole savage, right? I was a dude. Like, I remember this one nigga I was dating. I was heels over this nigga, right? I made a whole cake and everything. I was at Cal State San Bernardino.
What kind of cake was
it? Huh?
What kind of cake?
Made a double layer with a ganache and white chocolate frosting. I did a whole lot for this nigga. Yes. Man.
You trying to be house nigga.
I was trying to be everything under the sun for this
Betty
nigga.
Crocker.
Okay, first and foremost, what we're not going to do is that. What we're not going to do. Look, 9 years. Okay. So yeah, I did all of that, right? And it was all good. But it was, but after that, like, you know, I was like, okay, cool. I was going through like, damn, you know, I was like, oh, I'm about to be a super hoe. Super hoe. And I was like fucking with one dude, and one dude was like this. He was like, yeah, he's like, if you don't give it up, what makes you think that when you do give it up, I'm gonna respect you though? And when he said that was something that really stuck with me, because that was the truest statement. Because the thing is, you realize that people, we always say men, but women, when you see something you like, you've already kind of put a piece of that puzzle together, right? When you see that, when you saw your wife now, when you saw her wherever you met her, there was something you already saw. Everyone sees something. And once he said that, I was like, oh yeah, I'm fucking. We just gonna be fucking. And the reason why I say that was because, like, the thing is, I can't control what box you put me in, but what I control is the nut I'm gonna get.
That boy preaching.
Interesting.
I can't control what you want to do with me, but what I can control is what I'm going to get from you too.
Live your best life.
And that's the thing, because so many people do that. That's why people hold out. That's why many people they approach these situations and they walk in with their accolades and everything. Fuck an accolade, nigga. What's it looking like down there?
But see,
man.
but
I feel
that,
like
that,
you.
that, that
I'm
come-
sorry, go ahead.
I just said comes back to
Damn, I
just,
said that. Damn, I sound like a hood rat.
but this comes out of conversation. If that's what you want, that's what you want. Like,
Damn, I'm a hood rat to you. You think I'm a hood rat?
I don't understand. Like, I feel like we just lead with sex. Everything is the sex is the most important
What's wrong
part
with
of a
that?
relationship.
because
It is.
But you got to think society has made like
It's not.
you got to think about
You don't be fucking?
think about when
I do.
this man got the baby on the way. So you know he being fucking.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
How he said it was like, this nigga ain't get no top.
because he
This
said
nigga
it
ain't get no top
like,
time.
the younger you wasn't trying to like knock something down like every day, like.
Yeah, when I was 21, but I'm 41 now. So now I need mental stimulation just more than just physical.
Facts. You got to.
Yeah, but why
like-
can't you have both
Like
though?
you can, but I feel like I want to build a foundation first. Like if I'm gonna get to know somebody, I'm trying to invest long term. I feel like if I'm just focusing on her sexuality and just want to fuck her all the damn time, like that's the only thing I'm gonna focus on. I'm not focused on
But
like
why can't you do both?
I'm not saying you can't do both, but I feel like everything is the sexual part is the most important part. And I feel like when you lead with that first, you skipped all this other shit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's the most important part. I think it's a
Top
key-
three.
It's a top three. I think.
I'm not saying it's not a top 3, but I mean that's the only thing we talk about.
But you got to think about too. It's like you got to think about like where people are at, right? Like if I date a girl at 22 years old, like let's really think where is she at? Where is she at that point? Is she trying to be locked down, or is she trying to just experience her as a woman and
Wait,
step into her
yeah.
womanhood?
I like that you said that, because I think the problem is it's okay to let's just fucking have fun, because the thing is, think about it. This nigga said he's expanding in like 7 markets, right? So you think you walk up to this motherfucker, you like, oh bitch, I'm CEO, bitch, I'm cute, I got my thing, I got my bag, right? And this nigga say shit that you be like, oh wow, oh damn, I thought I was coming up on here, 6-figure company, the 6-figure salary, and this nigga saying he about to be expanding to 5 different markets. I think that also creates a competitive thing, because the thing is, you think when you approach, you have a certain confidence, right? And that confidence can be shattered, because the thing is, you don't know what the other person is going to say. It could be true or false. But when you just enjoy somebody, I think the beauty
That's
of
what I
like
mean.
just sex and just having fun and just talking. I'm like, yeah, let's talk about something, bitch. What you think about Black Panther 2? What you think about that? What y'all think about Namor? He was fucking them up, right? I think when you talk about that, we can enjoy, we can laugh. But when we walk in with our accolades and our socioeconomic statuses, it changes the energy. And so, because we think that's the thing, because he's supposed to be the one I'm supposed to be with, right? Because he got all these things. So let me make sure I approach him and my representative looks right. But instead, you see how she was like, okay, cool. What you think about that? What else you want to watch? What you want to do? You know, hey, you liking Grand Crew? You like these shows? I think that way you can also create a friendship, because now you're seeing what's in common.
That's the key. That's the key.
But
I'll say even with my situation, right? I've been with my wife for 15 years, right? I remember when I first met my wife, bro, we was like fucking best friends. It wasn't even about sex. And I mean, like I said, I had my time, my one night stands, running around downtown, flexing, doing all that, smashing girls down, cheating, do all that. I did all that. But when I met my wife, dude, it was strictly friendship. It was just it. We just clicked. It wasn't even about sex or anything. We weren't smashing or anything. We built a friendship. So then, throughout the years, I mean, we had sex probably like 3 months in us dating. But in the beginning, we weren't even thinking about like sex. We were just kicking it. And I felt like it built a foundation for us, like of just strong friendship. And throughout times of us going through, life and experiences, we had some bad times. We had some good times, but we had some crazy bad times. But the only thing that kept us together was that foundation, that friendship.
So why? I'm just saying you could still have that and fuck at the same time. And the only reason I'm saying that, my mom and dad been together 38 years. That nigga ain't shot as that nigga still be fucking my mom. Like he talk about I'm just saying my dad talk about sex all the time. He be like, he be trying to do all kinds of. But he was like, you could have a foundation, have a friendship, and still be fucking at the same time.
And be nasty.
Yeah, and you could be nasty and have fun.
good
Date
time.
nights, bro.
Shit.
Romance. Like, where's
Everybody's
the
in here. Let's talk about
intimacy.
generational wealth and da-da-da. No,
Right.
motherfucker, are you
We need to-
swallowing or what?
we need to-
that needs to be.
We need to have a couple date nights a week. Date nights, get dressed up, look good. You know what I'm saying? Go home, fuck nasty, do all this other, like, all that's a part of it too.
But it comes down to one thing. It's just communication.
But no,
That's
But a
it.
lot
It's
of-
like,
you said it needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
Generational wealth, all these things. The
Just because
problem
a
is,
lot of women are triggered, like I don't know if y'all realize, but a lot of women that have probably been sexually assaulted, and the whole topic of sex can be very triggering for women. Not only like if you've been sexually assaulted, but even if you have had a miscarriage, like there is a fear of women having sex because they're scared of going through that. And I think that if people just rush to sex, they're not realizing, and some people aren't even aware that they have trauma because people lack self-awareness. It's a thing, but I think if people realize like sex is so triggering to women, like especially if you've been cheated on.
Yeah.
Like I'm even the type of person that believes that if you're having sex with someone and you think that like it's the only person you're having sex with, when they cheat on you, something about that doesn't feel consensual to me. I don't know what the word is because I don't want to call it rape because it's not that. But if you feel that you're only having sex with one person and you're sharing your body with that and they're cheating on you, you're not consenting to them sharing themselves with other people.
it's like a betrayal.
But to a point of like it's fucked up and it's just triggering. Sex is so triggering for women, and I don't think that
you got to think too. Is like women are sexualized in any way. Like you can't a woman. I could post a picture of with my shirt off and not be as sexualized versus if.
Maybe you just ain't doing it right.
No,
I'm just messing with you.
We could talk about another thing because that's actually an issue, and it's actually an issue with. We'll talk about it another time. But women are sexualized, hypersexualized in all aspects.
Sex sells.
It does, but because we live in a male-driven society, so it's like we don't create safe spaces for women to actually talk about their sexuality, but without being sexualized or being mistreated or disrespected. Yeah. So it's like when that's like literally now, like when I was in my 20s, I was trying to squirrel get in that, right? In my 30s now, I literally tell them we're not having sex. I want to get to know you. If I'm going to have sex with you, I'm gonna state that at the beginning. Yeah. But I'm not gonna do the gaslight situation. I'm not gonna.
I think
but you're genuine, and the problem is guys are great camouflagers. They are great,
Women too.
Women
no,
too.
women
What
too.
you
But
mean?
no. Listen. Let me say this. And my homegirl said it best. I love her when she said it. She's like, I'm dating a dude right now. She's like, who actually likes to read? Who's not who doesn't say he likes to read because I say I like to read. Men will mirror whatever women say they like.
That's why I said what I like first.
Exactly.
One of my friends, she do that now. She won't say nothing about herself.
And so you have to. And so that's why it's like even hard. That's why I think sex is such a primordial thing for us. It's a primitive nature, but it's also the most honest one because sex is honest. When it comes to, Rudi tells me, you hear her, but guys are people in general, men and women, right? Everybody, you hear her and you be like, oh, that's what she wants. Okay, cool. I'm going to give her what she wants. The issue is you gave her what she wants. You didn't give her what you wanted. And so that's the biggest issue when it comes to everyone being super woke and super feminist and having these things and also social media plays into that too. Because I can go to your social media profile and profile you like I'm the FBI. I can make a whole thing about who is Rudi. And then I can approach her in the way that I know she wants to be spoken to, which sucks because you can be your authentic self online and then other people can take that authenticity and regurgitate it. And all I'm doing is recreating your profile, your handle, and your post. And you won't even know while I'm getting my nut and I'm faking a lie. And so that's why it's hard. And I think that's why it's just one of those things where it's like, I always revert to like more of a ratchet nature. And a lot of times it's fun and jokes, but also truth for me, myself. But that's the truest part. Sex is the truest. That desire to be intimate, to feel the other person is the most truest thing ever. Because all the other layers, that's too complex. And I don't think we have enough time, and we don't have
I don't
enough
know, bro.
understanding to really take it to that next level. Because you think about it, Courtney said, what did Courtney tell us? Courtney said, look, your body count better be 1.
No,
Courtney
I
needed
did not
to
say that.
but he
that.
better be the head of this household, and you better not smash one of his homeboys. Because if your homeboy come over and be like, hey, Court, dang, I'm glad you with her, but I did smash one time. Courtney is gonna dump her.
but I mean that's his preference though. But it really comes down to I like I said, just communication, and we can't. I honestly at 32, I'd rather intellectually have sex with you than have sex with you.
Let's go.
Because
you want to fuck with 1 + 2?
No, I'm trying to. Sex is easy. That's Absolutely. The easy part. I can go put my dick in anybody and get a nut.
Yep.
Easy. But I can't. That too. But facts. But I can't sit here and sit down and connect with somebody.
Are you fucking? Or are you having sexual connection? There's a difference. Because you said I can go get enough with anybody, but are you having like a sexual connection? There's a difference. Because you've had sexual connections where it's I have sex. But think about it, I've had sexual connections with toxic people, and that's not that doesn't serve me. How did it did not?
No.
How did you get your nut?
That getting a nut.
That's easy, bro.
But honestly, it served you. That was the purpose of it, right?
But to keep it a buck with you, you shouldn't be nutting that much for semen retention for you to actually for your health. It's actually not good for men to nut continuously.
See, I heard opposite. I heard you're supposed to nut 27 times a week.
27 times a week. Well, listen.
It was in Life magazine.
But listen, 27 times.
Hold on.
I'm on 27. I'm on extra credit.
We can argue that, but fuck all the stats. All I'm saying is, if at 32, I can go have sex with anybody, but at 32, I can't go mentally have sex with anybody because half the people don't have the wherewithal to actually have real conversations. I was dating a woman older than me, and she acted like she was 22 and she was 38. Yeah. So we couldn't connect. So when it came to actually having sex, we couldn't even really tap on that because intellectually we couldn't even connect. So yeah, you can go have sex. That's why there's sex workers. That's why there's all that. And no offense to you, 'cause no offense to those people. But if you can't intellectually connect with somebody at this point, what's the point?
But that's cool because that's what you're looking for. If you're looking for that, that's exactly what you need to get. Yeah. But I still stand firm on you can have all that at the same time. Like there's not a written rule that one has to come later than the other. Like you could get all that at the same time, man. Like I know like coming to California was like my first experience of talking to women that was kind of like standoffish or shy when it comes to like talking about like sexual shit, like how we all talking right now. A lot of women be like, I don't want to talk about that, or like I need to know you a little bit more.
Sometimes make women feel kind of like weak if they're emotional after sex. I'm like, you just put your dick inside me and I healed you through my
100%.
womb, and you want to like I'm tripping because I have 100%,
100%.
That's weird.
But it's weird. Like it was weird to me because like I come from a place where, like I said before, man, women is like a lot of the women is aggressors. A lot of the women is the ones that be like, man, what that dick do? You know what I'm saying?
Because that's all like a lot of it's trauma bonding. A lot of it's like how you were raised. Like it's like a lot of women. If you keep getting cheated on and dogged by men, then you get to the point where you think that is all you're good for. So you're like, fuck it. This is all men have done for me. This is what I'm about to be.
It could be, and it's also heavy on social media because that's all they talk about on social media. Who's the best dick sucker? Songs,
but it's also
TV shows,
all of this is just
movies.
an outlet of expression. Like when people, what's on social media? Social media is not the problem. It's the platform that's giving people the like ability to express. So like the things that are on social media, this is people and how they really feel. They just now finally feel safe enough because they can do it behind a screen. But a lot of the stuff on social media isn't as fake as we think it is. It's actually how people
But
really
the funny thing is like
feel.
when I go down it though, I could tell who's from California and who's from New Orleans. Like it's easy just by what they talk about. Like I could pull out my phone right now and go to Facebook and guarantee the first post is gonna talk about a chick sucking dick or a chick doing something like that. Oh, she from New Orleans. And the next one will be a post.
But why do we
like
romanticize sex? It literally is a primal urge. It literally is biological. It's like That's the thing. I think if we took
Because it
away,
can create life, and that's like the most amazing thing. Like,
Yeah, I
we
get
shouldn't,
that.
we cannot, like, me personally, like, downplaying sex to me is why I think there's so much hate
no,
in the
no, I
world.
think that's the thing. It's not downplaying. I think we just have to like really look at sex as if it's like, hey, we're procreating today, or are we having fun today? I think the problem is we try to put it in this romanticized Hallmark box where it's just like it literally is two people. There's a chemical reaction, there's pheromones, there's all these things, there's biology, and maybe I'm doing Darwinism with it, which takes away from religion
I'm
and
gonna
all
be
these
honest.
other things.
I gotta stop you though, because you can't in your preference, you can't procreate, bro. You can't. I have to. If I have sex with a woman, I have to make that decision that I'm willing enough to take the risk that she might be my baby mama. So,
Don't you have a condom?
At times you do, but there's.
I mean, they're available.
That's sometimes they ain't available. But the thing is, you still have the preference to go with or without a condom, and not have the fear of having a baby or bringing a child. So to the point of what she's saying, creating life is the most important thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing a woman is able to do for us men. And as a man, if we're going to continue to put our dick in people and not think about the repercussions, that's one thing. Dating women that have children, it's pains to see, because they be like, I don't want to have another kid because I don't want to do this alone.
I hear all the time.
I don't want to do this alone again. I can't even trust. I'm over here being the greatest man, try to be the greatest man alive, and they still can't trust me because their baby daddy has tainted them so bad they're not even willing to have another baby or feel comfortable or even open up to have sex with you because they're in fear of that you're gonna fuck them, get them pregnant, and leave. So oftentimes we sexualize women so heavy they can't even talk about their sexuality. They become a hoe. They act like this type of person. We treat them this way because they want to talk about sex and just be open about that. But then us men can be open about sex and talk about that and not feel some type of way or feel sexualized because we operate in a male-driven society.
I mean, that is true, but also at the same time, it is up for the woman to make sure there's condoms involved. There's other things. I think it takes two to tango. And I think that's a problem because sometimes we put it on the stigma of the black man where it's like, oh, well, you're having all these illegitimate kids. But it's like, wait, before I stuck something in you, there were opportunities to put something on there, and there's opportunities for us to have real conversations. That the problem is, I think we dissect and we dissociate and we always put it on men. And if we actually put the conversation on just us, not a man-woman type of conversation, we can have those things so everyone can be healed. So then it can just be a flourishing thing. Because what I do love about what you both are saying, which is true, as a gay man, I ain't got to worry about that. I told my pastor one time, he was like, Mike, so what's up? I said, well, my people are here for population control. You said the earth is too populated. We here. I'm this dude. How I am on this podcast, everybody knows I'm like this in real life. I told him that. But I think that's the thing, because once you can get to that level and we can actually have these deeper conversations, hold everybody accountable, there's no repercussion for women to feel that way. And there's also no repercussion for men to feel that they have to create a misogynistic reality to court women, because women don't feel comfortable enough to just be looking at you and be like this. Hey, you know what? I seen you at 10 Roof on that Sunday. Nigga, I want you with it. But because then we disrespect women because then she's a hoe. But no, how about she is a vixen in her own and she just want it. She just saw you and she feeling it.
Nah, she's a hoe.
Now she's a hoe.
See,
but
instead,
you're not
as a man, you're not supposed to throw that term around. I remember in high school, we used to look down on niggas that used to throw all that shit around. Like in high school, we used to look down on dudes that be like, oh, like she do this, she do that, she a hoe, she this and this. Man, you ain't supposed to discourage them for nothing. Like what you discourage them for? You know what I mean? Like,
I ain't gonna lie, man. When I came across girls like that promiscuous, she gonna either run you over, she gonna cheat on you, or something like that. A girl don't have that.
But it goes the
morals
same for
like
dudes,
that.
though. It goes the same for dudes. You know what I mean?
For sure. It's once again that shows a standard. It's completely different. It's different.
all right, next topic.
No, it is.
Oh, that's it.
So, question.
What's up, brother?
So, when you go to a club,
Yeah.
are you approaching a girl or a girl approaching you?
I don't approach. I'm sometimes I miss cues.
That's that Virgo shit.
I mean,
that is so Virgo. Virgos,
Virgo.
because Virgos don't want rejection. They don't want to misunderstand anything. And so they're just going to
Nah,
wait.
it's not for me.
You already know that's what they gonna do.
It's not that for me. is I've worked in the clubs, so just watching men just gawk over women and press them and, hey, come here, let me like that. Like honestly, if it's annoying, and honestly, I'm not gonna press you. If how I do it, this is me. If I look at you and you catch me looking at you and you keep looking at me, I look at you again, you catch me again, then I may go say something. I still might not go say something.
I have the steps.
Yeah, because
Steps. Nigga, we fucking or what? He gotta look at me. I gotta look at him. I gotta make sure we looked again. Gotta look again. I pass by the bathroom, brush his nigga's shoulder. Like,
if you want to know the whole tendencies, just check in with Mike, y'all. That's all you need to know. That's Mike.
And Mike be living his best life and it's fun, wrinkle free, skin shiny.
Hey, you see it?
You are funny.
And married.
So for me, I do a little. It's both, but like it's the same way. He said I gotta like peep the vibe first. If I peep the vibe, like I might pop some off, like be like, oh, what's up, like what I'm saying. But I ain't saying too much though, because most of the time when I go in, I'm too busy like shooting with everybody else, and everybody's all around you, and it's like, oh, what's up? You talking to everybody and shit like that. And then a lot of times like the girls will come to you, especially what I'm saying, like you by the bar or whatever, like. I'll buy a girl a drink. I ain't tripping. A lot of niggas out here ain't doing that. But I was like,
he got 7 restaurants expanded.
I'm just saying.
T-Pain on your ass. I'll buy you a drink.
No, I'm just saying it's because that was like one of the first things that I noticed that like a lot of dudes like, what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, I've been in the club. We went to fucking Merte, whatever. We was in there. They had 4 dudes in the section, but 12 chicks. 4 dudes and 12 chicks by one bottle. All the dudes drunk out the bottle until all the girls they had to go to the bar and get their own shots.
That's wild.
So that's what I'm saying.
Wild.
So when you peep shit like that, you be like, oh, I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want a drink? Come on, I'll get you a drink. You know what I'm saying? And then 9 times out of 10, the funny thing about that is she could be the hottest girl in the club. When you do like little shit like that, they'll follow you around the whole night. Like they will really follow you. Like, I'm like, I was just doing to be nice. Like you straight, baby. You don't gotta, you can walk away.
He said, girl, if you don't take this apple team,
apple team. Yeah, but
bitch, I ain't trying to fuck you. I'm trying to look at your friend.
But shit like that, like, but they really like, what I'm saying? They like that, that when you come off like, shiver, yeah.
Man, that's pretty cool. Good conversation, you guys. I know it's getting a little late right now. You know what I'm saying? You guys want to add anything before we exit off this puppy? I guess not.
Communication is key.
Yeah.
Communication is key. Communicate.
In
be a hoe because it's the easiest thing to do. Don't commit until you're ready to not be a hoe and know yourself.
Words from a gay married man. Just take that into consideration.
Don't fight
words
the
of a
feeling.
gay married man.
So we learned today is we communicate.
Be hoes.
Communicate.
Married
You definitely have to communicate.
Right.
So that's what we learned today. So we'll just sum up today's discussions. We got to communicate. Be blunt with women.
Cry if you need to.
Cry.
But it's also how you communicate too, because I had to learn that too. Because I'm blunt as fuck, and my mom always be like, "It's not. Oh, it's not. What you say is how you say it." Yeah, my tone used to be fucked up. 4 years ago, when I first came, I used to be like, "Man, what the fuck you talking about?" I'd be like, "Girl, what the fuck you mean?" And she'd be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you cursed at me." I'm like, so it's how you say it too, how you communicate.
And the
also,
delivery, watch
your
the tone.
delivery.
And
tone.
some advice from the married guy, since everybody saw it, I've been talking about whole shit the whole night. But no, on the real tip, one thing is I've introduced to my marriage is I don't want to receive it right now. So when we talk about communication, right? So you know how when you come home, maybe your wife wants to say something, and sometimes we're not in the space to want to receive something. One thing we have a rule is being able to say, right now, I don't want to receive that. And what it does is it gives the partner the grace to bring it up the next day or in a couple days, because maybe you might not want to receive whatever they want to give. It might be something that they've been wanting to talk to you about, but it's something that I've I knew that was going to be best for us, because sometimes you're just not in the space. Sometimes, Courtney, you work long ass hours.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
And so sometimes you just don't want to hear bitching when you get home. You just... You don't. Like, as much as you love your wife, you love your kid, you love everything, sometimes Courtney just want to come home and go to sleep.
But she's pregnant, so it's,
It's all, yeah.
I'm gonna hear that.
But the thing is, one of my things is I don't want to receive that right now. And I hope everybody understands that's something you should introduce, because what it does is it gives the person understanding that, hey, I want to receive it one day, but not right now.
I'm thinking about trying to tell a black woman it. Baby, I don't want to receive that right now.
You gonna receive the fuck
You
I'm
gonna
talking about
listen
right there.
today.
But on the receiving end,
I'm really not that toxic.
That's the you
really
pulling
not
out
that toxic.
on the
do it
face.
for camera.
Like get it in.
Hero or
Anyway,
villain, I get it.
Make a good villain after that.
he's a villain.
Yeah, it's like-
But man, I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we had some good conversation today. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody for joining on and being vulnerable and expressing your truth.
I'm gonna go home and make myself cry.
yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Do it for us.
Yeah, I don't know what I gotta do, but
We all different though. We all different. I ain't crying for me.
Go home to my husband. Talk about being a hoe.
Yeah.
Oh, can't wait till you see this one.
Hell yeah. But yeah, before we close up, we just want to reintroduce ourselves and give them your IG so everybody know who you are and
Mike Cox no IG.
there you go. There you go. So we'll start from the right, the women.
Oh, Rudi Fate, RUDIFATE. That's me.
Symone, Instagram, SYMONE_AC.
Mike don't have any Instagram or anything, you guys. He's incognito. You know what I'm saying? Mike, you want to give your information, shout out, handles?
Oh yeah, nah, real talk. Partner with Mike. See, love to partner with you.
I'm sweaty.
This guy.
Something wrong with me.
What we got over here? Q, what we got?
Chef Works 86. Come check me out at whatever restaurant. I mean, it don't matter.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
At Soul Sunday, January 29th. Like Mike
29th.
said, pull up, Courtyard, East Village. We will have a really good time to kick the new year off. And my personal, no, I'm not going to give you my personal. So this Soul Sunday.
No, we want the personal.
You know what I'm saying? We want to know who you are. You know what I mean? And I'm Courtney Hendo, and I'm the host of the Courtney Hendo, the Hendo Podcast. I appreciate you guys once again, and we're signing off. Catch you later.
All right.